Welcome, Rocket League fans, to the final day of the wild card. It's Elimination Sunday. 12 teams left, but only 6 spots remain. I'm James Vaught, joined by Corelli. And Corelli, this is it for all these teams.
A lot of pressure on both sides of the spectrum. One to not go home, but of course qualify for the main stage here. So a lot of exciting games ahead of us, and we have to say goodbye to half the teams left.
Well, let's take a look at all the teams that were coming into this wild card stage. The first time that we've ever had a wild card stage like this. This is a brand new format this year, the annual competition. It has been incredibly exciting. We've said goodbye to 2 teams, one from Sub-Saharan Africa in Bravado Gaming, and the other, the Gladiators from APAC.
A lot of diversity here with all of our regions. This is the first World Championship that we get to see SSA, MENA, APAC as well. It's a lot of fun to see these guys come out in the wild card, and it's great that we still have so many of them here. Of course, OC and Sam there in the middle of your screen, duking it out with some new faces like the club showing up, Pioneers. What a season they've had here to qualify for the wild card. And of course, the mainstays, EU and NA. Already, Europe out the gate first. Carmine Corp and Semper qualified for the main stage so far.
And so 2 teams gone, 2 teams into the main event. More will be saying goodbye for their final season games here today. So make sure you're tuned in all day long to check out the matches. Let's go ahead and cover the format of how this wild card works. This is the Swiss format. We're playing to see who gets into groups, who will try to make it to that championship bracket. It's pretty simple, Corelli. 3 wins and you're in, 3 losses and you're out.
Yep, and it's color coordinated there on your screen as well. Of course, all the way at the tippy top, you can see, as we just mentioned, Carmine Corp and Semper, they're qualified. They're in the main stage. You're not going to see them today. In the gray there at 2 and 1s, Optic, Renegades, Space Station Dig, version 1 in the club. A lot of exciting matchups there. Those are your qualification matches. Those are the ones. 3 of those teams will be going to the main stage, and of course, the 1-2 in the red. The losers of those will be going home, James.
Yeah, your entire season coming to an end. The RLCS 21-22 season, playing for pretty much the entire year, building up to these moments, and all of that hard work can come to an end in these next few matches. So much on the line for these teams. It is going to be an exciting day of action, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of elation as well, Corelli.
Yeah. And I mean, we have one more stage there as well at 2 and 2, and that's really where the pressure sets in. You spend, what, 4 or 5 days here at the Swiss stage for that final series. Losing, you're in. Or sorry, losing you go home. I hope not.
If that were the case, I'd be in the RLCS.
Losing you go home, of course, win, and you go to the main stage. So a lot of hype here culminating. And this is just the first Sunday. We got a whole nother week of the main stage.
And this is so incredible. And like I was saying yesterday, just people who've never seen Rocket League before, they come in, even at this stage, and it's just gripping action.
Yeah.
You get so invested in the teams and in the games. You know, when they're out there in the cars, you can just see the personality from the players oozing out into their play style. So, you know, it's so much fun to watch, and we have so much more Rocket League ahead of us. And let's go ahead and take a look at what they're all playing for. Well, at least a sum of what they're playing for.
Yeah.
For some, it's worth a little bit more than others. It's the money.
Well, hey, first place, 600 grand right there at the top. That one sticks out. 400 grand for second, and top 4 will get you 200 grand. If you make it to top 16, you at least walk away with 20 grand. But James, as we pointed out in our pre-show yesterday for the B stream, you look at, you know, the top 8 there, 100 grand difference from 100 to 200, 200 grand difference from 200 to 400. Just crazy how it ramps up as you get closer to that top 4.
Well, it certainly ramps up, and you know, teams eyeing that top 16. And I also just think, you know, that the clout that you would get for making top 16. I made it out of wild card, you know, so that on top of all this cash. But this is by far the biggest prize pool that we've ever seen in Rocket League. It's hard to believe, just being at all the World Championship events, season 1 through season 8, all the ones on land, even season 9, season X, just watching the prize pool grow exponentially as the game grows.
Especially with some of the players as well who have been with us for that long. I mean, they got to be happy to see, as you know, especially the ones that are consistent, finishing at the top, as that prize pool has just blown up for these players. And of course, that was the main stage here, so it's really exciting to see how that one's going to turn out.
Well, let's see how this first match turns out, or at least how it matches up. We have 2 contenders from the expansion regions going head-to-head. One team season will end. The other team will have 1 more chance to make it through to the group stage.
We're kicking things off with Pirates versus Pioneers. SSA taking on OCE there, and then of course Optic, Renegades, NA, and OCE, and then version 1 and the club, the only NA and SAM matchup that we're getting here to kick things off. And honestly, James, a lot of these matchups are really exciting. We've been casting Renegades. Basically, we've been just the Renegades fanboys. We've seen them in almost every single game. I guess we won't get them today, but
honestly, it was such an exciting series watching them yesterday versus what was the club that they or was it Team Secret? I'm already having a brain fart. Yeah, it was Team Secret. Yeah, it was Team Secret. Watching how Team Secret came out swinging in that first game, and it looked like Team Secret was going to run away with that. Right. And then those two off-the-ceiling goals from Kami and the one from Fever that really kick-started the Renegades. They had 3 overtimes in that game. That was remarkable. So Renegades Optic, that's going to be a tough one. I think both NA teams here, the favorites in these matches. Version 1 against the club, Optic over Renegades, but you'll have to watch and see how those games pan out.
Yeah, and a lot of fans behind Version 1. They're a team that made some deep runs here in these majors, and for them to go up against a hot the club team, that's going to be an exciting matchup. We really get to see the club tested once again here against Version 1.
And one thing to note about this schedule as well, this first match of the day, Pirates versus Pioneers, this is a 1 and 2 match, so that is an elimination match. The Optic, Renegades, Version 1, and the club are 2 and 1 matches, so the losers of that are not out of the wild card, but the winner does clinch through to the group stage.
Yeah, very important to specify that again. We're sending teams home and we're qualifying them for next week. This is no more next day here for the wild card. This is it. The road either ends here or you get pushed on to the next event.
Well, Corelli, we talked about it, this Pirates-Pioneers match, an elimination match. This is the match that we will be casting here on the B-Stream in the next few moments. Pirates and Pioneers, this matchup, their entire season coming down to this. The Orlando Pirates, they've already made history with their first win for Sub-Saharan Africa. And so now we'll see if they can add to their accolades. The Pioneers, though, maybe the most threatening team out of OCE right now. They're sitting at 1 and 2, Renegades 2 and 1, but you just look at them, the way the Pioneers play. These guys are so mechanically gifted, so fast, and so good at possessing the ball.
Speed, possession, that's what the Pioneers are all about. You saw it in the winter, even if they didn't win a series there in the winter, they were incredibly strong. In the spring, they really showed off as well. They come here into the wild card as, I'm not really sure a dark horse necessarily, but a team that is here for some upsets. And so far here, they've set at 1 and 2. They took down Veloce. They were swept by a hot Semper, and then they had a close series against the club going down 2-4 there.
And even in that club series, they had so much possession. They had so much possession, and remarkably for the Pioneers, they keep almost every game. Every game is close.
Very
it seems
close.
like. It seems like they're in every single one, but they are not. You just look at the amount of goals that other teams have put in this wild card stage. That's really where the Pioneers have struggled, but they've had tough matchups. I mean, you look at Semper. Semper was one of their matchups. They got swept, but there were 2 overtimes that game. Every game in that series was close.
Turning the page to the Pirates here, they've had actually quite a tough run as well when they had to go up against Version 1 in their first round, and then having to take on Secret, who a lot of people looked at and say another team that would be a dark horse here in this wild card. They also were swept by Secret, but then they got their first win, the 4-1 over Gladiators, and boy, was that a banger of a series. 0-second theatrics left and right. Snowy played fantastic throughout that series. They were a lot of fun to watch.
Oh yeah, these guys, they spend a lot of time on defense, but they can shoot. And so we'll see if the fact that the Pioneers are in a lot of close games plays into that and gives Snowy a chance, who's really that shooter for the Orlando Pirates. He was one of the contenders for MVP of Sub-Saharan Africa. And so he's really looking to show that, hey, maybe you should have given it to me after all. Right now, still in the tournament, still in the World Championship, the Orlando Pirates, a chance to make even more history for their region.
Watching back, especially that series against Gladiators, there's a lot of good that the Pirates are doing here because they've done a great job of moving that ball around and feeding their shooter. That's what's really paid off for them.
But let's shift gears and talk about the Pioneers. The Pioneers, these young guns out of OCE who have really shaken up a region which was dominated by the same faces for what seemed like forever. But then the Pioneers roll in and upend OCE, and they've had some incredible moments going to Game 5 against Space Station Gaming, taking down BDS despite all odds against them. They have what it takes to make deep runs, and you know, like they have also inspiration from that Season 6 Chiefs roster that went so deep. OCE's got talent.
I think every OCE team is trying to capture that same Chiefs magic. And Pioneers certainly have the skill. We've seen them time and time again now over the season, as we've alluded to twice now, how great they've been. And, you know, I don't think a lot of people in OCE, when you looked at the beginning of the season, would have picked these guys to show up at a wild card and represent OCE at the World Championship. But they've really proven themselves here so far.
And in the wild, I mean, you can even just look at this team comparison. Look at the golds per game, 2.3 for the Pioneers. That is not a lot. And you'd think, oh, that's going to come back to Hana, but their defense is actually quite good. Even in this wildcard stage, a top 3 defense, they just don't allow that many goals.
Nope. The one thing that's been plaguing the Pioneers has been the accuracy in the shooting. They generate a lot of shots, and a lot of times in their losses will outshoot their opponent, but just can't find the slot. That's been the big thing holding them back so far in the wild card. And for Pirates, you take a look at their stats, and 69% win rate there, 3.7 saves per game, and a lot of demos coming out from almost over 3 there. So seeing if they can get that physical game going over the Pioneers.
And the Orlando Pirates certainly going to have a tall task ahead of them. The Pioneers, even though they're an expansion region team, OCE, they've been around a while. This Pioneer squad, certainly the favorite. I think this is a bit of a David versus Goliath matchup, and you know, you don't really talk about OCE teams that much in that context, but the Pioneers are just that good, and the Pirates, you know, they're coming in. This is their first World Championship ever. This is the first time we've ever seen Sub-Saharan Africa play at the World Championships. They didn't even get to go to the majors. They weren't even considered a full participant in RLCS. You know, they get to come to the World Championship, but they weren't at the majors, and a lot of teams were getting that invaluable experience competing at the majors. Imagine if the Pioneers didn't get to play at the majors, and then they're coming in and playing in Wildcard Week. That is what the Pirates are having to deal with.
And, you know, Pirates and a lot of these teams from SSA that came out, or Bravado, I should say, the only other team that came out, they grinded ranked hard. I mean, they put on thousands of games since coming here to at least the North American servers and trying to get acclimated to the speed, the skill that they're going to get that they maybe don't get back at home. And I think it's paid off for them here because, again, there's been glimpses here from Pirates that have been really impressive in my eyes, that you can see a lot of places for them to grow on, and I think it's shown so far.
Well, Corelli, we're about to get in the game. That means we have to get the Verizon fan vote in the books. Everyone at home, you can make your voice heard. Go ahead and vote in the chat. Hashtag PIRX. That's a long one. PIRX for the Orlando Pirates, or hashtag KCP for the Pioneers. And I think many people at home expecting the Pioneers to take this one. I'm expecting probably 80-20, 75-25 at most, with how good the Pioneers have been playing, and the Orlando Pirates, how much of a disadvantage they're basically playing at in terms of experience at these international lands. Yeah,
that's really the big thing here, is the experience and the tasted success that I think Pioneers got from the spring major as well. That bodes well for a lot of teams that are newer to the international stage, and they get a little bit of success and they go a long way. And I think that's really what's going to carry Pioneers here. They should be coming in confident. I absolutely agree. For me, I'm going with Pioneers. I've got them pretty confidently.
Yeah, I'm going with Pioneers as well. I think they've just got too much talent. Their defense is too good, and also their possession game is going to keep the Orlando Pirates stuck on their third, which they've been stuck quite a bit on their third in this event. So let's go ahead and take a look as well at what Twitch chat, YouTube chat, anyone out there who's putting in a vote had to say. Yeah, and there it is, 73-27. So a little bit more than I would have expected, but just by the slightest of margins, the Orlando Pirates, they have a chance. They're going to need to dig deep, though. This is going to be tough for them, considering how close the Pioneers have been playing everyone, even Semper, who's already through to the group stage. The Pioneers, it's not going to be a breeze.
And it's a tough one, too, because with the play style of Pioneers, you just kind of think even more. You kind of double down on the take because they're so aggressive. They're so great at possessing the ball in the final third, and they just barrage the opposition with shots. It's tough to pick against them here.
And they love taking it into the corners and then working it out into the middle. And we've seen the Pirates stuck on their goal line quite a bit. So the Pioneers, favorable game plan. We've seen a lot of teams go airborne as well. A lot of flip resets, a lot of double tap attempts being taken against the Pirates in some of their previous matches. We'll see if the Pioneers bring that to the table in this series. And again, this is an elimination match, an entire season of Rocket League played, and this moment could be when it ends for one of these teams.
And also, if whoever wins this match will also stay in the tournament and have another match to play to qualify or go home for the main event. And that will be their last life. So it's coming down to the wire here. And like you're saying, James, I think a lot of pressure just in this game, but even thinking further, there's going to be pressure. You're probably going to be playing on a main stage or on a stream there to kind of cap off the day. A lot of pressure just not only in your first game, but your second game, which we've only been doing one series a day for all these teams.
Yeah, and that definitely changes up the rhythm, and also, you know, like you're saying, the pressure. Can't even imagine. And this is just for the wild card stage.
Crazy.
You still have to go through groups, and then there is the single elimination playoff bracket. Whoever came up with the format, they were a savage individual.
Is that Gibbs?
And Johnny, I think, as well, the big brains. And also, you got to give credit to the Psyonix Esports
We'll give them a little bit of credit. Why not?
But they had the top minds working on this one.
No, definitely. I woke up this morning, I'm like, man, we're only halfway through this thing.
I know.
We've got a whole main event ahead of us. We still have all today. We have so many games, more games today than we did in the previous days as well. So sit back, relax. We got a lot of Rocket League coming your way.
And sorry for the short delay. We have a player that's working through an issue right now. As soon as they're ready to go, we will get into the action. The Orlando Pirates going to be taking on the Pioneers elimination match. One team will go ahead to the 2-2 match. One team will be going home. But Corelli, let's go ahead and talk about maybe some of the tactics that the Pioneers will bring to take advantage of some of the defensive play style of the Pirates, or, you know, maybe some of the Pirates' offensive tactics they're going to have to bring to try to stay in this series.
Yeah, I think this is a good primer, especially for Pirates. For those of you at home, if you haven't seen Pirates yet, especially here at the Wildcard, one of the biggest things that I've seen, especially watching back from the VODs, their kickoff. They have a couple kickoff strats that they like to employ, and I know Johnny Boy, he likes to talk about his kickoffs, and we've seen him make his videos about it, but he's absolutely right. Not enough threes teams employ an interesting or just different
I've
style.
casted a lot of NRG. I know how much kickoffs can burn you.
So sorry.
It's all right. They're in the main event, so I'm coping.
Pirates do put on a lot of fakes in their kickoffs as well, and I think that's actually really interesting because most teams try and force kickoffs to a certain side. They'll take the kickoff and then push it to a side or try and kill it. And you see, we've seen a lot of fakes come out from Pirates. I reckon we're going to see a couple here against Pioneers to try and get things going on their offense. And
honestly, I love going for a fake as being a little bit more reliable, because a lot of the kickoff goals that you see in RLCS are when you have the one player going for it, one player cheating close, and then another goes for boost. And what happens is if the player that's cheating is in the middle or to the left and that ball slowly rolls out to the right or whatever the opposite direction of where you're cheating, it's a kickoff goal almost every time. And we've seen that already in multiple situations in this event. So in those situations where it's critical that you don't give up a kickoff goal, sometimes a fake is way more reliable at making sure you don't give up a freebie, because those freebies, that was something that really haunted the Renegades. If you remember their first series of the wild card, so maybe throwing it in, mixing it up a little bit can help in those situations.
Oh, it certainly can. And then for Pirates as well, Pioneers are going to bring a lot of speed. And I think for Pirates, you have to take in those challenges the best that they ever can, because if you don't stop them at the midfield, guys like Scrub are just going to tear you apart. Super Lucky as well, great control behind the ball, especially when he takes to the sky. And of course, Banana Head. We all know Banana Head. He's a great shooter as well. So
he's the MVP.
Of course. And so for Pirates, you really have to move up your line and make it a struggle every step of the way towards your goal.
And honestly, moving up your line is important, but also one thing that worked against Team Secret was they're actually coming in for a demo on the last man. And sometimes that really can make all the difference, getting that demo on the back line. But here we go, players ready. Game one about to get kicked off. The Pioneers versus the Orlando Pirates, an elimination match. One team moving on to the 2-2 matchup. Another team season will come to an end.
See how things get kicked off here, and maybe a kickoff goal for Pirates. 2 seconds in, what were we just talking about, James?
I think we were just talking about kickoff goals, and look at that. That's exactly what we were talking about.
We're brilliant.
Hey, I think the Pirates are brilliant. They're the ones who pulled it off. 2 seconds in, a kickoff goal for the Pirates, starting out on the right foot.
And this is exactly what they needed. We talked about Renegades and their frustrations with the way they've given up kickoff goals. This is the complete opposite. What a way to start off your game one here in this best-of-7 against Pioneers. First 2 seconds going your way, and some good pressure here from Pirates right off the bat.
Super Lucky getting jostled. Skill steal, nice tip to the corner. A miss from Scrub. Snowy trying to march it past, pinch out. Darth booms it past. Saw Banana Head coming in for the challenge and put it off to the side. Scrub, challenged by Snowy, and that's something that the Pirates were struggling with before, was getting airborne and preventing those shots. And you see Scrub beating Darth to the ball, tying things up.
Great work there from Banana Head to push this one across, just taking that challenge head on. And Darth just trying to stretch out, can't get there in time. And Scrub puts it home.
So we're tied up at 1 apiece. That kickoff goal did not last long for the Orlando Pirates. Super Lucky flying by the ball. Snowy and Darth zero boost. Didn't get the power that he was looking for. He had the passing lane, but didn't make contact. Flip reset from Super Lucky. Super Lucky post or bar down and out. That is heartbreaking for Super Lucky, but you're starting to see that flip reset window that's been open against the Pirates.
Yep.
Already the Pioneers starting to sniff that out.
Those are the types of plays that you really got to look out for. Now the attack's on for Pioneers, but they've missed the shot. They all committed. Pirates can't get a hold of it. Skill still trying to push this one down, but comes out to Snowy. He'll take a shot. Pioneers trying to get their bearings here as Pirates now. A weak shot from Skill Steal and a good clear from Pioneers.
Corner boost taken from Snowy. Setting up the shot. Awkward ball. That demo from Snowy, though, prevented any follow-up. That could have been a lot worse than how that panned out for the Pirates. Corner boost steal. Shot Darth, tipping it. Perhaps wanted to keep that ball a little bit lower. Snowy had that get away from him. Now back to the middle. Super Lucky. It tipped it. Darth dodging the bump, but didn't get a clean wave dash on the ground. Now the shot coming out. Crossbar down. Banana Head puts it in.
Banana Head scores this one, but it's all Scrub as he just takes that challenge in front of the net. Snowy as well trying to get involved. 2 went from Pirates, but no one came up with the challenge. And Banana Head coming out on top. Now the Pioneers in the lead. 2:51 on the clock here in game 1. Pirates, they've been put on the back foot.
And already the Pioneers getting a lead right back. They had a slow start, but now Darth will equalize. And Darth doing so much work that play. I think Scrub was expecting him to get a double off the corner.
And that was a great challenge there from Skill Steal, just taking it head on, forcing that last defender into a bad challenge. Able to tie it up here from Pirates. This time not a kickoff goal, well-earned goal. And Pirates now trying to get that offense going once again. Darth feeling very confident, not able to hang on.
Pass over to Scrub. Scrub off the backboard. Darth now to the side. Super Lucky. The midfield, the bump. Skill Steal there to make sure that one didn't bounce right in, but you can see the struggle from the Pioneers. That bump really threw them off.
Yeah, that bump was what really did Pirates in. It was a poor clear that time and a missed touch from the corner, and Darth could just barely see the ball in front of him and just out of his reach. Pioneers kind of swarming that Pirate side, and you can see what happens. Pioneers, they lob it, they wait for the mistake, and they're there to punish.
Now they find themselves trailing. Skill Steal flicking by one. In the Pioneers corner, Banana Head getting the demo. He lost the ball, but saw that attacker going for it. Smart play from Banana Head to make use of where his car was. Super Lucky down to the ground. A challenge, a 50-50 from Skill Steal. And he dove right in, and that is the aggression the Pirates need.
And we talked about it, James. The challenge game has to go in favor of Pirates, and another challenge that leads to a goal, this time straight to the back of the net for Pirates. Well done again. Getting that pressure, taking quality challenges, you earned yourself a goal.
The Pirates matching up against Pioneers and going blow for blow. Banana Head, another touch out. Super Lucky not expecting it. You saw him hit reverse.
Oh my.
Steal, long range shot. And that demo didn't really let us see what happened.
We got smoke screen, but still the save comes out. Clearly now Pioneers threatening again. Snowy with a bit of boost. Can't win the challenge. Darth also getting involved. It takes all 3 here for Pirates to get out. Darth, another quality challenge. Now Snowy, full boost.
Oh, and got the corner boost as well, and that's something that has been a struggle for the Pirates. They've stolen the least corner boost pads out of any team in the wildcard stage. So now that we're seeing the Pirates downfield enough to start banking some of those, that is a good sign for the Orlando Pirates.
They've got a foothold here against Pioneers. Ever since that 6th goal of this game 1 has gone in, it's been very back and forth. Pioneers not getting, I think, the pressure that they want or the pressure that we expected late in game 1 here. 40 seconds left now. Pioneers, well, they're getting chased downfield. Skill steal bumps one man.
Oh,
A backflip from Scrub. Follow up. It's there, but a clear comes out from Pioneers.
But there's aggression from Pioneers, or from the Pirates rather. You saw that bump attempt at midfield on Super Locky. That opened the door to an attack. Darth on his goal line. Now Snowy will have to dodge a bump. Fights through. Low boost for skill steal. It's enough to save it, but can he block the follow-up? Rebound out to Banana Head. He doesn't make it. Darth will keep this in play.
Full boost.
What will happen now? Scrub decides to just hit it down to the ground and take overtime.
I think it was a little indecision there from Scrub. Couldn't tell if he wanted to keep it up or not, but he'll bring it down. Overtime we go in game 1. 3 apiece here. Pirates looking really good here against Pioneers. They've thwarted the offense from Pioneers so many times here. And again, I really don't think Pioneers are playing to where they want to right now. Pirates have done a great job of making it difficult for them.
Snowy, the tap down, the long shot. Taken to the corner by Super Locky. And out of the 14 games the Pioneers have played, they've not scored more than 3 goals. Will they be able to break that curse in this overtime?
A lot of great setup here from Pirates. And a quality second touch. Someone up. They'll let that one go. A missed touch might cost them the attack here. Now Pioneers trying to flip it on its head. First minute upon us here in overtime. And Snowy trying to control, but Pioneers come from out of camera. Now Scrub wants to follow up. Denied by the defense.
Key block. Super Locky was hoping someone would be up for the shot. That one bouncing straight down. Darth bumping Scrub out of the way and getting the save. Huge stop. But the Pirates, prolonged period of defense. Can they break out?
The good news is they've been able to pick up their corner boost 3 or 4 times now. Pioneers really haven't been able to suffocate them. Pioneers so clean down the sideline here. Scrub throws it off the back wall. Pirates very quick to get after it. Pioneers still threatening now. And unfortunately that attack gonna break down. Pirates looking for a way out, and they'll get a quality clear. That one's gonna go wide, and Pioneers scramble to get it away.
Demo on the back line, relieving tons of pressure for the Pirates, allowing them to break out, but the Pioneers seem to wrangle possession right back. Scrub doesn't read that well. We'll use up some boost. Banana Head going downfield. This could be a chance for the Pirates if they can get control. Darth out. Snowy couldn't beat Banana Head to the ball. Still stuck in the Pirates' half. Nice speed from Skill Steal, who made that play on low boost. Now the Pioneers have to break out. This one off the ceiling into the middle. Skill Steal looking for another 50-50 goal. We've seen him do it before. Dangerous ball. Snowy gave it up on the goal line. And the Pioneers break that 3-goal curse with an overtime winner in game 1 against the Pirates.
And the pressure finally pays off for Pioneers. They've been knocking on the door there for about the last minute or so in overtime. And finally, Pirates, cough it up. A poor touch on the back wall is what will cost them. And you can see that pressure from Pioneers just constantly in the face of Pirates on offense. And the stats, they tell the story. 11 shots from Scrub by himself.
Yeah, that is unbelievable. And it all came down to that one mistouch. Snowy, you saw him on the backboard, needed to get control of that ball, put it out into the middle. A tough break for the Pirates, but again, look at their shots. This is a team that is up there on shooting percentage. They are the top the top shooting team, second in shooting percentage. They are so good at scoring when they get those looks. And even in this game, only 7 shots, put in 3 of them. That's close to 50%. These guys, when they get an opportunity, they're putting it in more times than not, and they made that game one so close. It was just that mistake that made the difference.
And Pioneers kind of doing what they do as well. I mean, of course, 19 shots for them, but they do this against teams that even when they lose against, they're still out shooting them. They did this against the club as well. They were out shooting them by more than 4 shots a game and still lost that series. This time, though, they come out on top, and this is what we've been alluding to since we got into game 1 from Pioneers. You're going to feel a lot of pressure when you go up against them. Scrub had a phenomenal shooting game, at least putting up the numbers, but for Pirates, you really got to tone them back. And I think they did that to a certain degree here in this game. They were able to kind of fight back on defense, but they weren't able to turn in any goals.
The Pioneers, like I said, they play teams close, Corelli. That's game 13 out of 15 that's been decided by a single goal for the Pioneers.
I think that comes back to the accuracy from them. It's not like they have a lack of chances here. And now Pirates, they've got to fight back in game 2. A quality first game from them. One that clearly Twitch chat didn't believe in. That one's going to go wide.
And the net was open there. Didn't need much power, just needed accuracy, but it was a tough reaction time shot. Pioneers picking up where they left off. The 50-50 in the air. Banana Head, you saw him pointing his hood towards that ball, trying to get big, and it was the right call.
So smart from Banana Head, just letting the ball out in front of him, turning his car upside down, pushing that hood right behind it. And any challenge that Pirates take, he's instantly going to dunk. It's a lose-lose situation there. If you don't take the challenge, he just carries it into your net.
Scrub, challenged by Skill Steal, who has been doing a phenomenal job of getting to challenges quick, even if he doesn't have the boost. He's been making the plays on defense. Now the low 50, Skill Steal, again the defensive stop. Snowy with the follow-up. What a stand that was from the Pirates.
Good defensive work, and Skill Steal, no stranger to being the first one down the field, and if he doesn't get a touch on the ball, he'll demo a player, averaging almost 2 here in the wild card. Definitely the most physical player from the Pirates. Now Scrub had a flip reset. Unable to get by it. Banana Head wanted to keep the pressure on. Tough save. Made so by Darth.
Corelli, the Pioneers are vulnerable to the demo. The most demo team out here, almost 6 demos a game are inflicted upon the Pioneers.
Wow.
So. And now a shot. There's a bump. Snowy punches it through. Skill Steal, who's been great on defense, being a bully on Banana Head.
Just popped him. And then he chased him again. He got him twice. He got him twice. We were just mentioning his demo game. That was the 1-2 punch out of the net.
What a combo, the flurry.
And Pirates are better for it. Of course, they had their shooter behind the ball, Snowy. Now he's going to go for it again. A little fake. Unfortunately, didn't get any power behind it. They got to give a lot of credit over to Pirates. Now they got to make the save, and unfortunately, gets away from him. Banana Head with the dunk.
We take another look at this one. Skill Steal trying to go low, and we've seen that happen before. I mean, I'm thinking back Fever. I've seen that happen to him where you don't flip into a challenge, and sometimes it ends up in the back of your net. So it's a risk that you take, not flipping into a 50. And it did bite the Pirates there. Pioneers, they get the lead back.
No boost here for Snowy, but a great job to find Darth. Pass down to Skill Steal and just out of his reach. You can see those team plays, the same ones we saw when they played Gladiators. Some fantastic goals came out of Pirates, and their team play really shined there in that series. You're seeing glimpses of it here against Pioneers.
Another shot goes through. Scrub adding to the tally. Banana Head, you see him getting a bit of revenge there. I think he got the bump on Snowy and the drop down pass.
And Pioneers just predicting that one to come across as well. And of course, the bump helps. The speed up to that one in the box, just quicker from Pioneers, as you would expect with how much pressure they put on.
Nice upfield pass. And Super Lucky right there. You saw it off kickoff. Super Lucky was upfield in that outlet position, and Banana Head threw him a dime over there. Easy shot for Super Lucky.
This one getting away from Pirates. In a game that, I mean, up until this point in the last 20 seconds, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds, had been very close, now blown wide open from Pioneers. Pirates would love to see this one go in off the kickoff, but denied by Banana Head. Pirates back to the drawing board.
But it's not too late. 3-goal deficit. But over 2 minutes left on the clock. Snowy looking for double tap. Did get a piece of the ball. The shot!
Oh!
Far post! Rebound! Gonna be no good. Within inches of going in that lower corner. And now we see a demo on the back line. Skill steal.
Wow.
But that challenge gonna slow things down. There's a bump from Banana Head on the backboard. Banana Head being a nuisance physically. And off to the corner. Scrub will opt for the pop. Banana Head testing the backboard defense. Darth had denied that option. Skill steal, launching it downfield, gives up possession. We'll see what Scrub does with it. He gives it right back to Snowy, but Snowy drops it back down. Scrub, the high pop. Snowy was already airborne for some reason, and Banana Head takes advantage of that fact as we take another look at the replay. Yeah, Snowy had jumped from the mid boost.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. I think he saw his teammate go as well, so he tried to pull off and just get the second challenge, and that's why he was kind of awkwardly floating there.
Because once you're up, I mean, you're not getting back down to the ground. You saw him trying to make that adjustment.
Well, when you commit that much boost, you got to get up. Don't go in between, because then you're useless. So it's the best improvisation that he could have given, and now the score just blown open by Pioneers. 6-1 here with 1:20 left.
The Pioneers running up the scoreline. Banana Head, another goal. Banana Head really starting to shine. It's been a factor in pretty much every goal.
And I think Pioneers maybe didn't come out as strong as we expected. We had mentioned that a little bit in game 1. But I think if I'm Pirates, this game gets away from me here, but they can look back on their game 1 performance and go back to that game plan. I would love to see a bit more team play come out of them as well, because I really think they shine when they find each other downfield.
And we have seen them score on infield passing plays already in this wild card stage. Oh, that pass out. Banana Head with the tip on the goal line. Someone needs to clear it out, and they finally do. Super Locky side flips away. Banana Head will have an open lane. And Super Locky just throwing it towards the center of the net to see what sticks. Snowy to skill steal. Skill steal fakes it. And that was brilliant. We were sitting there on the perspective of the goal line defender, Banana Head. He's waiting for skill steal to hit it. Just never did. Goes right in.
I thought he was going to go for that, and I didn't even realize it was in. Snowy just lobbing it downfield, and a good little fake there from skill steal. 1 back for Pirates, 2 here in game 2 for them. Unfortunately, the margin very wide here against Pioneers, but maybe another one, why not? Banana Head has to field a save, and Pioneers looking to get out.
Banana Head taking time. Look at all that space that they're giving him. Banana Head rocking back and forth, just saying, come get it.
And you see Darth back there. He had pre-jumped Banana Head's touch, and he just sat behind it, and I think Pioneers are done with this game.
Final few moments ticking away as that touches. The Pioneers officially take game 2, but that brief moment, Banana Head rocking back and forth with the ball, just saying, come get it. That is really the amount of space that the Pirates have been forced to give up, the amount of ground they're forced to give up because of how good these teams are, like the Pioneers, getting that boost, threatening in the air. The Pirates would rather just lock down their goal line, look for counterattacks, maybe look for demos on the back line to get things going. But the Pioneers, and especially Banana Head, what a game from Banana Head. 4 goals, 2 assists, 100% goal participation in a 6-2 game, almost breaking 1,000 points.
Wow.
That game for Banana Head was a statement.
Yeah, and really running away with that one was Pioneers. Pirates clearly talking things over here at the moment. I do think that when you look at Pirates, they put up 8 shots in that game, around 8 shots, and 5 of them were on their shooter, Snowy. He comes into this game shooting 41%. That's the second best here at the wild card. So you got the right guy on the ball, but they're just not generating, I think, the most threatening chances right now. And I think that's the biggest issue. And of course, feeling all that pressure from Pioneers also hurts. But as long as the game doesn't get blown wide open, I feel like the Pirates have really shown to keep this one quite close and play Pioneers closer than I think I would have given them credit for.
Certainly. I mean, that game 1 shows you everything you need to see, that the Orlando Pirates, they can hang with the Pioneers. They can beat the Pioneers. but they're going to have that shooting be perfect. And you see Snowy was in the middle of the net waiting for it, whereas a lot of times we've seen kickoff goals in that same exact setup. Snowy was ready and waiting.
Very smart read of the game there from Snowy, preventing disaster here in game 3 right off the bat. Now can they put on a little bit of offense? See what Snowy can do. Quality challenge and the boost. Gets by the next guy. Super lucky there to clean it up for Pioneers.
The Pioneers, the team that's looking to be known as the best in OCE. They've got some work to do, but they've been making progress. And they find themselves in this elimination match. Pirates representing Sub-Saharan Africa. They forced overtime in game 1. They can do this, but time is running out in their season.
Pirates coming out a little bit more invigorated here in game 3. A lot more pressure early on. And again, James, as we always talk about, I think the best defense is a strong offense. You really push back the opposition, take away their boost. Here's an opportunity as Snowy can't get up quick enough.
And there's that infield passing that you were wanting to see. Another chance to do it. Skill steal maybe looking for the dish. Snowy threatening the demo. Pop up. And then pitch back. Darth on the respawn. Like a guardian angel. Keeping that ball out of the net. That was a scary moment.
That saw it wide open. And Pirates were doing so well there. Great passing, setting each other up. That's a great demo. See if they can put something together, and a quality challenge there from Skill Steal.
Or miss from Banana Head. Super Lackey with the pinch out. Darth, the 50. Banana Head didn't make contact. Skill Steal will be first to it. Pass off the ceiling. Super Lackey to the sidewall. Will make a second effort towards net. Scrub will deflect that off to the corner, trying to just keep possession, but Snowy punches it downfield. Skill Steal looking to jostle Super Lucky, who gets demoed on the back wall. Darth circling in for the shot off the ceiling. Snowy airborne! Snowy denied! A goal line save from Super Lucky.
Great effort there from Pirates. The demos really taking advantage of Pioneers planting themselves on their goal line. Another demo comes out. That physical game paying off for Pirates now. Can they break through?
Darth. Ceiling pass down. Snowy backboard. Skill steal up. Back to Snowy. The Pioneers are scrambling.
He's got full boost.
Darth air dribble. Backboard rebound. Skill steal trying to take it to the corner. Snowy. The Pirates are smothering the Pioneers.
Still yet to break through. That's a great fake from Super Lucky, and he's looking to cut it back, doesn't get it. Snowy, quality challenge again to get Pirates out.
Clear downfield, Darth going for net. Super Lucky. Ball getting a little bit away from him, but does boom it downfield. A team bump, Scrub getting hit by Super Lucky. Darth will switch the field. Super Lucky cutting it off. Skill steal. Will lob it down. Glancing at the clock. Time has melted away. We've got a minute and a half left, still scoreless.
And I don't know what Pirates said in that break. Between games, they have just been playing at a different speed, now feeling a little bit of pressure, but that's a great clear again. Pirates, over and over, are just turning away Pioneers. Now an opportunity for Skill Steal. I think he wanted a flipper, he said, didn't get it.
Oh, low boost, Super Lucky. We'll get back under it. Has to be a good challenge. One challenge, two challenges on the goal line. The Pirates set up shop. Snowy, another 50. Quality challenge. Darth will take it down to the Pioneers corner. Super Lucky, self-pass. Snowy saw Skill Steal, but there's a demo off the post and out. Darth trying to get back to the ball. Low boost situation for the Pirates.
I think Pioneers a little panicked here. You do not want to be sitting 0-0 with 40 seconds left. We've seen what Pirates can do in 0-second time against Gladiators. That's a great little team bump to get it out.
Pool shot clear. Under 30 seconds left. There's a demo on the third man. A big win from Snowy. It's bouncing in. A miss from Darth. Rebounded, Skill Steal, and that saved the Pioneers. How many lives do they have?
How did they get away with that? Pirates, just over 10 seconds left. Can they break through? This one's going to come out to Snowy, but he can't catch up. Now Super Lucky going back the other way. Pioneers looking for 0-second magic, or will it be Pirates? The shot from Skill Steal is too high as it's cleared away from Super Lucky.
But it's still in play. Super Lucky.
He's got boost.
Double tap ball. And he doesn't hit the shot. And we've got overtime again. This game has been a tug of war.
And now the kickoff. Almost a kickoff goal for Pioneers. Again, Pirates keeping that man back. Tough ball here in the box. Skill Steal. And the Pirates trying to move up their line. They've been oh so close to taking this game in Game 3 against Pioneers. They've been a different team in between games. And again, the question, can they break through? They've had so many chances here. Darth, the shot on target, the demo came out, it's not gonna be a crossbar, it's Pirates on the board!
And that's redemption for Darth, who had that shot in the final moments in regulation, wasn't able to do it this time, does not let that opportunity go to waste. Pirates in overtime, taking down the Pioneers.
Oh boy, what a special performance there from the Orlando Pirates. You gotta hand it to them. And I think a big factor to look on your screen, the bottom left there, the demos. 8 demos came out from Pirates. It seemed like Pioneers only had 2 players on the field for most of that match.
And that was something that you saw success in for the Pirates against Team Secret, going for those demos, especially on the third man.
Yep.
Sometimes when you need to break out of your own defensive third, the answer is not to bunch up and try to get the corner boost, try to get the small pads. Sometimes you need to move out, take boost, and demo, and break up those rotations. And we saw that come out from the Pirates. What a game that was. That was so intense. And I mean, opportunities for both sides. There was that double tap ball from Super Lucky in the final moments at 0 seconds. That could have ended it.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Pirates because they've just been knocking on the door, but Pioneers certainly had a couple chances there right at the end to just take away this game. It would have been a heartbreaker there from Pirates, and a well-deserved win. And I just want to go back to the physical game because, again, it was Skill Steal on that demo to open up the net there for Pirates to put it away. He's been so crucial. We talked about how you need to use demos defensively, but offensively opening up the net. Pirates, that's the game plan they've got to keep employing here in this series if they want to take it.
The Pirates, they get a game. They almost had game 1 as well. Game 4 here on Utopia. How will this one go? The Pioneers, they had that 6-2 blowout. Banana Head was spectacular. They're going to need more of that from Banana Head.
The previous game felt like a blowout, and it was only 1 goal. Pirates were all over them. See if they can keep that momentum going, or did Pioneers just lull themselves to sleep in the blowout game that they had?
Full boost for Darth. Hard bounce. Darth staying on the ball, gets the mid boost and the 50-50 and the challenge on Banana Head. Darth is a madman.
The speed from Pirates is incredible.
Oh, but that's an overextension. Snowy can't get back. Scrub recognizing that all 3 players pushed up too far, just takes the long shot.
Fist bumps coming out for Pioneers. Happy to see one drop after what was a very frustrating game 3. This time catching Pirates out. They're quick, but they're not that quick to get back. And Pioneers, something that they surely can expose a couple more times. So they get the kickoff to go in their favor. They're up 1-0 in game 4.
Banana Head side flips. Super Lucky will take it back. The corner boost does respawn, now off the ceiling, and do an air dribble. Going for a musty, didn't get a lot of distance on it, but possession still with the Pioneers. Scrub gets it out to the middle. Banana Head with the 50, Super Lucky. Now Banana Head trying to back pass it. Scrub airborne, will tip it to the backboard. Darth will be there. The clear doesn't come out too far though. Shot opportunity, Banana Head passing it down, and Scrub slots it. Banana Head says, no, I'm not taking this shot. Higher percentage play to just pass this down.
Yeah, great pass there. Snowy was reading that shot, and it came down. Snowy then had to commit, and it exposed that left side of the net. 2-0 now for Pioneers. They're rolling in game 4.
They've got the momentum now. Super Lucky, hard hit back. Snowy, fake count.
Whoa.
With some space, goes for net. Snowy, that fake, did get him some room.
Pioneers finding more and more of that pressure back to their game plan. You look to Pirates to make the difference. Super Lucky wants to take it himself. To the back wall he goes. Looking for follow-up. It is there. Scrub again to put it away for Pioneers.
And Scrub off this pass from Superlock. You see that extra little touch, the high backward bounce. Skill Steal had to make that play, and we've seen him make those plays defensively in the previous games. That time couldn't get the read, and the Pioneers punish.
Pioneers going back to their Game 2 form, where they blew out Pirates. Sitting at 3-0 with 3 minutes left. And the pressure just keeps mounting. Superlocky denied. Banana Head whips back around. The pass, beautiful to Scrub, but a tough one to deal with in the end. And Pirates can really only afford just a long clear at the moment. Not a lot of possession coming out from them.
Pinch off to the side wall. Banana Head trying to get a ceiling pinch. Didn't really do much. Darth and Field. Scrub cuts off the play. Gets demoed though. Snowy perhaps wanted to keep that ball on the ground. Did get the corner boost, but gave up the ball. Good defense from Darth, though. And now a chance to clear. Snowy lobs upfield. Superlocky will tap it. Skill Steal. Challenged by Banana Head. Banana Head stays upfield. Not sure if he got that corner boost steal. Doesn't look like it. Snowy with plenty in the tank. There's a demo on the goal line. Scrub hits it off to the side. Corner boost steal. Pressure starting to build for the Pioneers.
Pirates trying to find a way out, but that's really the name of the game right now, as they've just been throwing it downfield. So much boost for Pioneers. It seems like every player that we switch to, that's 80 boost again there for Scrub. Superlocky had about 80 as well. Juiced up here for Pioneers every time they're on the ball.
And Darth flipping back. And now getting a nice pinch all the way back into the Pioneers half. Banana Head doesn't make contact. What? A mistake from Banana Head. And the Pirates will say thank you very much.
I'm honestly just curious what Banana Head was looking for here. I guess just a touch out to give it to Scrub, but no contact means Snowy comes through. And again, he's got a great read on the game to see that one not go through. And then a great shot to put it home. Pirates finally able to break through here.
It looked like Banana Head was maybe just trying to be a little bit too cute. Had to get a perfect touch back to the middle, and Scrub trusted 100%. But still, they've got a cushion. They were up by 3, now up by 2. So we approach that final minute of Game 4. Head down, Banana Head blocks it out. Superlocky, oh, it's a double commit. This one off the ceiling. Scrub, he gets dunked on, and Darth brings it within 1.
What a read from Darth. And you look back at the Pioneers, that's 2 going. Scrub's the 3rd man, but he doesn't get a great touch. He went too far past the ball, and Darth just dunks him. Pirates within 1 with a minute to go.
Oh, things are getting interesting. 2 overtime games now. 1 goal away from having it once more. Can the Pirates do it, or will the Pioneers close this one out? Especially when you have an entire season of RLCS on the line. Scrub and Field, Superlocky will bounce it down, and there's some insurance for the Pioneers.
Cutting through the defense once again. Scrub this time, dishing it off to Superlocky, and he just threaded it by Snowy, just outside the tip of his car. And Pioneers, like you said, get a little cushion here with 45.
And that is where the Pioneers are dangerous, is possessing the ball in the corners, essentially dribbling it on the wall and looking for that center pass. And Superlocky drained the shot. Snowy will fake out, trying to get some more space. It's been working before, and Pioneers are giving him space. Snowy beating almost every defender, went for the dish, but it was blocked by Superlocky. Darth, center ball, the backflip from Snowy. No shot comes through.
Need something with time left on the clock. They're on the right side of the field, but no one's getting a hold of it. Skill Steal looking for Darth. The pre-flip not gonna happen. He gets the demo, but too little too late. Game 4 going over to Pioneers.
And the Pioneers hold on. They got off to a quick start, but the Pirates got back into it. You saw the dunk play. You saw the mistake from Banana Head. They left the door open a bit, but the Pioneers had given themselves enough cushion to take that win and are now 1 game away from taking the series, ending the Pirates season and advancing to the 2-2 matchup where they'll have one more series to determine whether they make it into the group stage or not. But the Pirates not out of it yet. It's sitting at 3-1 in the series right now, but the Pirates have shown that they can hang with the Pioneers. They've had moments in entire games, really, where they've been dictating the tempo.
Oh, absolutely. They've gotten a lot of pressure against Pioneers, and more pressure than I think a lot of people would have given them credit for. And I think they've also shut down the Pioneers' offenses at times. It seems like every other game or so, Pioneers just go right back to business. This game, Pirates kind of came back into it, but you look at the Pioneers, they're not perfect. There are a lot of mistakes coming out for them, and I think in this game in particular, Pirates did a pretty good job of capitalizing when they send three, when they have a bad touch on their side, when they don't get the touch like Banana Head did.
For the most part, but then you think back to the play where Scrub recognized that all three Orlando Pirates had moved up and he took that shot. But you have to risk it for that. If you're the Pirates, you've got to sometimes make those risky plays and hope that they pan out, because you can't be stuck in your own defensive third. It just doesn't work. It's not a winning strategy.
And we didn't mention it during the stats, but Pirates only putting up 4 demos, which would be, I think, below average for them with the way they've been playing this series and their series before. And I think the game that they won, they were putting up 8 or 9 demos and opened up so much space for them. Didn't get to see that type of freedom here for Pirates in the previous game.
Light shot triple commit from the Pirates, but they'll all spread out nicely. Darth going for the 50, Banana Head. First touch up. There's a demo by Super Locky. Super Locky gets demoed, going for another. This one bouncing off the backboard. Super Locky, it looked like he was going supersonic too. Not sure how that one was decided.
Surprised that wasn't traded. And now Scrub, he's got help. The shot was way too low as it just is bounced in the box. That one was a free one for Pioneers. Now Snowy, an air dribble over one. Not by Scrub though.
I think that's another instance of sometimes the shooting accuracy really haunting the Pioneers. That was a scoring chance. Now Banana Head infield pass. Super Locky with a lot of space will shoot wide of the net. Banana Head pop up, flip, reset.
Whoa.
Banana Head with the block. And Snowy will get that off to the corner. But Banana Head showing himself as a threat.
Oh. I think Snowy wanted a piece of Banana Head. Now the air dribble back the other way. The bump, the score for Banana Head, and Pioneers score their first.
And that's the OCE MVP for you. That control and then getting the bump, the air dribble bump play. Some people call it the unblockable shot. Some people call it cheating. Banana Head calls it a goal.
Absolutely. You'll take them however you can. And now Scrub, not able to get to that one. Skill steal looking to him to get the physical game going for Pirates. The team play and physicality is really where Pirates, I think, shine. We've mentioned it a few times. Now this one, all of Pioneers are on the other side. As no one's home for Pirates, it's 2-0.
And smiles on Banana Head. You see this diving in. Skill steal was the last one back. Banana Head and Super Locky, they were right there. Stolen goals, so you can't trust the stats always, Crowley. They don't tell the whole story.
Nope.
And that was a massive goal, just considering the stakes. Pioneers an insurance goal 2 minutes in. The Pirates season, it's on the line here. They have to bring this back. Otherwise, their 21-22 season comes to a close.
Pioneers looking for their third. They already shown that they will not stop scoring. It's a miss there from Scrub. Snowy can drop this one off. He gets it down to Skill Steal. It goes back the other way, and Pirates are within one.
And that was a massive pass. And you see Skill Steal waiting the whole time, reading the play. Super Lucky. He's trying to deny that option, but it was so well executed from the Pirates. And we have one goal separating the teams once more.
Great work there from Pirates. They need another one now. Halftime in Game 5. Pioneers playing from their own corner. Darth looking for someone. He needs a little bit of help here. And Snowy, he might have just set up the man downfield for Pioneers as that one goes a bit high. And Pioneers finding some offense now.
Snowy, the pinch, it gets by Super Locky. Banana Head Wants to control it. A risky call off the ceiling. This one will pinch as well. Snowy. Perhaps looking for Darth. Skillsteal will come in to clean up. And Skillsteal wanting to go for the dribble, but the demo, that ends his hopes. Super Lucky going for the musty flick. Banana Head. Shut down by Skillsteal. Super Lucky and Scrub both positioned nicely to get this ball back in the Pirates' half. Now to the corner. Out to Banana Head. Banana Head will roll it up in the corner of the Pirates. Snowy is there. Challenged. It kicks out to the middle, bouncing across the field to the opposite corner. Double commit from Pirates. Pop up from Scrub. Shot opportunity. Bar down and in. Banana Head with another goal.
The accuracy from Pioneers is something special in some of these shots. And Banana Head angling that one down off the crossbar. Gets by Skillsteal. 3-1 now for Pioneers. Cruise into a Game 5 win.
We'll see if the Pirates have some sort of kickoff strategy here. Down by 2. Nice win from Darth. Scrub hitting it off to the corner. Snowy trying to get that ball. You see Skillsteal diving in. Darth trying to slow it down, but gets the ball stolen from behind. Skillsteal working out of his half. Goes to the opposite side. Snowy will tip it up. Darth with a race. Banana Head wins it. Gets it downfield. Redirect from Scrub. And just like that, the counterattack. Bang, bang play. Pioneers with the dagger.
And Pioneers had 2 players that could have hit this shot. They both went to it. It was just Scrub who got there faster. Super Lucky was also there for the flick on. And again, Pirates just getting beat on the counterattack. Pioneers just a little bit quicker.
Still not giving up. The Pirates did not fight for almost a year to give up at this point. Still time, but that has got to do damage to the mental of the Pirates. Scrub getting one more in. Skillsteal trying to get up there at the challenge. And you can think Darth, Snowy, they were a bit confused. That ball just dropping in.
Pioneers showing dominance here in Game 5. Hungry to move on. They've proven so much in just a short time on the international stage. And today's looking no different. Skillsteal, one for the road. Can he get another touch? Super Lucky to turn it away.
Snowy with the challenge. Darth not giving up the fight yet. The Orlando Pirates, they made history getting their first international win representing Sub-Saharan Africa, but the Pioneers end their season, take them down, and will be moving on with one more chance to make it into the main event.
A lot of people expected Pioneers to be fighting for a spot in the main event. They are now 1 series away. A very exciting OCE squad. Pioneers, they take care of business over the Pirates.
And talk about taking care of business. Banana Head with another hat trick. Banana Head was spectacular. You saw the air dribble bump play. The 6-goal game where he had 4 goals, 2 assists. Banana Head, he's the MVP in this game. He's the MVP in the Oceanic region, MVP of that series. The Pioneers looking ferocious. There were close games. The Pioneers going into overtime. The Pirates, I thought, made that such a spectacle.
They did.
And really earning respect for the Sub-Saharan Africa region. That was such a blast to watch, such a blast to catch. And I think even though the Pirates are going to be going home, they're going to be proud of what they accomplished here at Dickies Arena.
Right off the rip. I mean, they get that kickoff goal, and I think that's what really set the tone for Pirates here in this series, and they put up a great fight in a couple of these games. They kept it close. They had a couple comebacks as well. They were in the lead for a little while. I think for Pirates, this was a huge growth opportunity for them. You can see the seed that's been planted in SSA, and it has bloomed just a little bit here at the Wildcard. I can't wait to see what they do next year.
It's I love seasons like this where we have so many changes coming in, and now we get to see a new region come in and start making history, and that is what the Pirates have done. They got that first international win. They took it to the Pioneers, but ultimately the Pioneers were just too good. Banana Head, especially, an incredible series from him. They take them down. We've got more elimination matches coming through all today. Which 6 teams will make it through to the main event? Stick around to find out.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow, I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
This might not be your car, and this might not be your engine. Maybe this isn't your morning routine, and maybe these aren't your coworkers. Perhaps these aren't your standard driving conditions. Far from it. But this is your oil, which means you're one of us, doesn't it? For serious engines, on and off the track, upgrade to Mobil 1.
The Bronco Raptor was built to climb pretty much anything. Dunes, rocks, even ranks. The Bronco Raptor, Rocket League Edition.
Worth's own Ernie Banks said it's a good day to play two. That's exactly what we're doing. The final 2 rounds of the Swiss stage at the World Championship Wildcard being contested here today. And of course, these 2 teams coming up are going to be teams that do not want to play two. We got a 2-in-1 matchup coming up here, Daz. Teams that absolutely want to get it over with right here, right now.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, you don't want to go to that last matchup of the day. Obviously, those matchups still have not been determined yet. We do know Pioneers is in one of those spots, but we do not know who they will face yet, and that's exactly why we play the matches, is just to get there. This time, though, we're going to have teams qualifying with our next matchup.
Yeah, Pioneers are through into that 5th round. We know, of course, that K-Corp and Semper are already through into the main event, and now we're trying to find out who is going to join them. We've got our second to last matchup here on the alternate stream. It is the Green Wall. Optic Gaming. Gonna be the favorites, you would have to imagine, on paper against Renegades. A matchup, Daz, that we talk so much about physical play, and it's gonna be a highlight here as well because you've got the most physical team, or the most physical player in the tournament in Illusion, one of the most physical teams in Optic, against Renegades, who try to avoid all that contact. They try and play with finesse and a little bit of speed and try to dance around the opposition. They're gonna have their hands full trying to avoid Optic going for battering ram demolitions all series long.
Yeah, but as Optic have learned yesterday, those demolitions can only do so much, as they ended up struggling against Carmine Corp, and now they're gonna have to try to regain, rebattle. Of course, Illusion missed, and there's Drees on your screen. These guys are gonna be locked in and ready to go. They have to be, if they wanna make the main event. And you know, talking to Mist, I had an interview with him earlier. He definitely does seem composed, locked in, he believes in his team. I mean, they've been doing a decent amount of prep. They've been talking over their matches. But now it comes down to playing against the Renegades playstyle. They definitely were, like I said, exposed yesterday. So changes will need to be made. The question is, can this Optic squad do it?
Drees there on the end for OG. The long story of his young career. It's amazing everything he's been through, with starting off subbing in for G2, replacing Rizzo, now joining this Optic squad. And now here he is at the World Championship. And here are the Renegades, CJ, and the squad getting their first World Championship dub back earlier in this event. Now they are one more away from going into the main event.
This is exactly where they want to be, in my opinion. Looking at CJ, Fever, Kami, everybody together here, I think that for me, it looks like, you know, when you have Optic Gaming as a draw, especially after seeing how poorly they played yesterday, Renegades are going to be coming in with a lot of confidence, I'd say, at the start. They know their potential. They know what they can do. We've seen them shine going into this event. Now it's all about putting the pieces together. As you see, we have the stats on the screen, the team comparison between these two and their respective regions. Optic Gaming definitely showed that they are superstars in their own right in the spring major with some of the victories that they took. But now's the time to really prove that you can stand with one of the best in the world by qualifying for the main event.
Yeah, the former Team Envy doesn't look like an offensive powerhouse on paper, but here at the wild card, they have been just as good as anybody else. And those numbers certainly looking a lot better here this week with a much smaller sample size. Of course, Renegades have always kind of gotten whatever they wanted offensively against teams within their region, and they've shown up at the majors as well. But now they've got to show up when it matters most. And can they bust through the green wall? That's the question we're about to answer here. You know, in addition to those demolition stats we mentioned before, look, there is no standout player anywhere on either side. A lot of goals, a lot of assists for both, or for all 6 players. Nobody is miles ahead or behind anybody else. Both of these teams have to be greater than the sum of their parts. So we ask you, with the Verizon fan vote, all of you watching at home or wherever you may be, who do you think will be greater than the sum of their parts? Will it be hashtag OG for Optic Gaming or hashtag RNG No, not random number generator. Do you have the Renegades? Does OCE make it into the main event? Daz, we'll start it off with you.
I mean, for me, I think it's Optic. It's like Optic definitely have shown their potential before. I think Renegades will put up a tough fight. And if Optic has made those changes, and if they are the team that we think they are on LAN, this is exactly what you prove it right here, right now. Should be a clean game from them. Obviously, we'll see what Renegades have to strike back with, but I think they're the favorites here in this matchup.
If I say anything other than Optic, Spaceman will drop to his knees and start crying profusely. So no, I absolutely have to go with the green wall. Optic Gaming, they are the favorites on paper.
I mean, that would be a sight.
That would be a sight. You know, if they don't make it, he absolutely will do that.
I kind of wish we had like a view of him, like a picture-in-picture.
Yeah, well,
so
unfortunately, I think he's over on the mainstream right now with Turtle. So that's unfortunate for Turtle as well. But definitely going with Optic Gaming here. I just think it's that physical play, man. I think Illusion is going to have a field day. He might get an extermination or two if Renegades are not careful. Wonder what the fan vote has come up with here. I think Chad is probably going to be closely towards the green wall. They are 61%.
The fans showed up.
Yeah, you know, with Optic fans, though, I thought it would be more. I thought it'd be like 70 or 80%. But
yeah, they're slowly getting into the Rocket League. You got to give them some
sleeping
time.
in. That's fine. Renegades got a lot of support, and rightfully so. A team that has earned their spot to get here. Wins over Bravado and Secret. Secret have been no slouches at all. And, of course, with Optic getting the wins over Senbei Strikers, and then that 4-0 win over Dignitas, which was just mind-blowing, to say the least. We did not expect Dignitas to get manhandled that way. They have bounced back. And now one of these teams will have to bounce back when they go into the 5th round. One will get through into the main event that starts in just a couple of days. It's amazing that we're that close already after just a few days here at the Wildcard. We take a day off and kick it all off again.
That's right. But we have to obviously fill out those spots in the main event bracket, which is, again, why we're playing the matches here at the World Championship. It's been dramatic, to say the least, with even this Optic performance. They were one series away yesterday. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the job done, and they had a, to candidly say, a bad performance. So now, how do they regain? They get Renegades. A lot of people think, okay, N8 seed, OCE, this should be pretty straightforward. But we have seen OCE teams take down a team from, look at BDS, for example. If you don't show up, you're not going to get to play here. And I think that that's going to be the case for a lot of teams as this World Championship continues.
Really? Really? There's been one all over the place.
Oh, you got hit with the fly?
Yeah, was sitting right there.
Oh, my goodness.
I remember there's one on Subi's forehead during Rival Series. I just wanted to go whack right across the face, but had some restraint. Don't worry. We will get this fly by the end of the day. I promise you. The players have had to deal with that as well. We'll deal with that one too. But we've got some action underway very, very shortly here. Renegades, Optic, and imagine the emotion for CJ. Really, you do need to go away. CJ getting to the World Championship proper, right? I mean, look, yeah, this is all Worlds. I mean, we could put World Championship here, but it is the wild card. This is still kind of like, the big qualifier for the main event. And to see Renegades, especially this Renegade squad, oh so close, yet again, it almost feels like destiny for CJ to grace that world stage once again.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if he can do that. Match up here to qualify for the main event at the World Championship, Dickies Arena, to see who is going to be able to play on that stage no matter what between Renegades and Optic Gaming. Let's get this one going, Stacks.
Here we go. Drees to kick it off for Optic Gaming, and Kami got run into. He got the demolition, but it's just that block right off the kickoff that gave Optic a chance. Otherwise, it looked like they were going to concede a very early kickoff goal.
Yeah, you already saw it was a strong start there for Optic. Set up, put a good shot in. That's the level of aggression you want to see. Here's a chance here for Alu, and no, he ends up missing. That's right off the crossbar. Looked like a guaranteed goal for Optic Gaming out of the 2 attempts that they've had, and unfortunately for them, it doesn't go in the back of the net.
Drees met at the center line, so this Optic squad been so up and down, and it's hard to imagine the team that we saw on day 2 just looked lost against Carmine Corp. But maybe that's exactly how good KC has been. maybe one of the hottest teams in the world. This goes out to the side. Fever up ahead to CJ. CJ, who's going to want that one back. It was an open net and he couldn't convert.
So both teams 1-1 on practically open net misses. But Renegades getting things going here at the start. And we expect to see just a little bit more speed here on the transition from Renegades, but Optic have done a great job of being able to disrupt. I mean, look at that challenge there in the midfield. It's an open net look, and Drees will put it in. Optic Gaming strike first.
Drees getting the first goal at the series that could put he and his team into the main event. It didn't take long. Optic have had a couple good looks already. The physical play hasn't really been there, though. Renegades have avoided that for the most part. There's a bump against Mist. And Drees has forever and a day to play this ball. Get around Fever. CJ there to meet him. Drees continues on with the play. Try to drop it off to Alu. And Mist is going to catch up to this. It was a little wide anyways.
Gets back in time. Very good. Look at this. And then immediately turns. A low boost challenge there on the back wall. But as long as he can disrupt Renegades on the transition, Mist is doing his job. Goes for a boost on that play, and Alu takes the 50. Almost looks like it could have been a double commit, but Optic communicating here, which is exactly what you want to see.
Alu's going to take charge here. Had Drees jumping as well. CJ to the corner. Drees there to stop him, but there's Fever. Nothing in the tank, and that means Mist can take charge. Optic in full force after the demolition. Man advantage has subsided, and now Kami doesn't have anybody else forward, so just throwing this downfield, hoping somebody can run onto it. Nobody has, but they will set up. Kami looking for CJ. Instead gonna have to call his own number, and he converts. Goes right across Mist.
Look at Kami with the solo. Fever hands him the ball on the sidewall, has the flip, uses it at the right time, and Mist struggles to recover. You could tell, was not expecting that, but with Renegades, expect the unexpected.
1-1 here, right at the halfway mark of game one. Something to be expected as Fever's shot is blocked away. CJ there against Drees. Drees has been all over CJ in the first almost 3 minutes of game one. Bouncing pass, this still ricochets across, and CJ has to sweep it away. Renegades under a little bit of duress there as Optic kind of got a lucky bounce. And then everybody just leaves this ball at midfield for Optic to take charge. Drees, tough angle, could not find it.
Drees trying to line up the double there, but just touched it a little too softly. He had the boost for the play. That being said, Optic have to try again. 1-1's the score, past midfield. Drees does get the beat there. That one will go straight down, but it's a great read from CJ. That one gets away from Fever, though, and Optic might try to take control. Good rotation back from Kami to stop that one.
Optic have been all over the Renegades net. CJ probably still lamenting that early miss. Could prove to be the difference, but they're still hanging around in a tie game with just over a minute to go. And now Renegades trying to set up shop inside Optic's half of the field. CJ over to Fever.
Oh,
gonna take his time. Love the slow play, but there's Drees for the block. CJ over to Kami, and there is Mist instead. That's a good job by Kami, realizing he's got to get back in a hurry.
Yeah, a little bit of hesitation though from Kami, gives up possession, and now Renegades in trouble. The shot comes through, but Fever able to get a save. Now transition, Kami uses all the boost, tries to get that one past Drees. Fever across, CJ can't get there. Almost a great counterattack chance. Now Kami has to slow down Optic, who are on the charge. Can they pick up a goal here? 30 seconds remaining, we are still tied.
Alu's shot is off the post and deflected away, but still dangerous. Mist peppering the backboard.
So much
All
pressure.
of Optic is Illusion.
Oh, no!
And he can't follow, but Drees can with 13 to go.
It was a matter of time. Optic peppering the net. Alu with the play high. Drees with the finish. And this could secure game one for Optic.
You know, when you want to go play catch somewhere and you don't have friends, you just play with the wall, and that's exactly what Optic was doing. They just slammed the backboard time and time again. Finally, somebody came in and was able to put the ball in the net, but Renegades still have some life with 3 seconds left. It's Fever up high. Mist avoids the demo, and Lucian will try and bring it to ground. Dries makes sure there's nobody around, and Optic takes game 1.
Towards the end of that for Optic, it seemed like they finally got things together offensive-wise. You could tell that Renegades had some opportunities. The counterattacks were there. It was just the passing was a little bit off. And again, a little bit of hesitation from the third man rotating in on one of those plays, and no shot came through. Actually, a lot of shots didn't come through this game for Renegades. Only 3 from them, as Optic, I mean, they had 10 on the other end. Lots of chances there for them.
Yeah, a lot of chances. Some bumps opened things up as well. Mist did a good job avoiding contact multiple times coming down the stretch. It was clear that Renegades did want to pick up the physicality just a little bit, and Optic denied them that, as OG takes game 1. Dries with his 9th and 10th goals of this wild card stage. And now the Renegades go back to the drawing board as we get ready for Aquadome. And look, there's going to be a lot of calm on both sides. There's no panic to be had on either roster here. A wealth of experience for everybody, really, other than Dries in this environment, and he's held his own quite well.
Yeah, Dries has done a good job just making sure he's locked in. Can't really tell if with the nerves based on the gameplay we've seen. Just, again, I think it's the fact that he's playing with Mist and Lucian that kind of helps cover that aspect.
Again, it's just amazing, the story of Dries. You know, the internet amplifies the best and worst of everything, so it's really tough to generalize, but there certainly was a sizable subset of G2 fans that wanted to get rid of him at every opportunity, and Optic certainly happy to have him here after his 2 goals in game 1, and Mist getting one here in game 2 off the feed from Dries.
Great assist from Dries there. Mist finally follows it up. I mean, it puts a lot of power behind it, getting involved on the scoring, and we understand when Mist does start shooting, Optic gaming become a completely different beast. He's already a very talented defender, but when he's on the offense as well, my goodness, can he put on some insane shots.
CJ trying to play this laterally to throw off Mist from the scent. Up high and easily deflected out by Dries, and that's not the best ball that CJ's ever played, and it almost resulted in conceding a goal. Optic all over Renegades again. That's a great touch though by CJ. That fends off the attack very briefly, and Fever can come in and help out as well, but he doesn't have much boost in the tank. That is on target from Alu, 2-0.
Woo, you can feel that one from Alu. Plays out. Great challenge there, pinch into your net. Oh man, you love to see it from Optic. The aggressiveness is paying off. Renegades, they gotta get this under control.
Dries credited with the assist there, 100% goal participation over the first 6 minutes of this series. This Mist will give way to Dries, why not? Going up against Kami. Now Mist, indirect for himself perhaps, but he has to back off. Good aggressive play by Fever, not letting Optic get too comfortable in the zone. CJ might have had to go a little bit more forward as he didn't get any touch. Mist pancakes that against the wall. Here goes Alu, beaten by Fever. Chance now for Renegades to get one back, and Dries denies them. Then the demo by Lucian, and expect a lot of that. We could see an extermination out of Alu if Renegades aren't careful. There's Fever though on the drop down pass. 1-2.
Look at this. Mist trying to take his time. Cammy says, nope, thank you. Drops it to Fever. Fever with the speed test, and he passes with flying colors.
Demos are all well and good, but sometimes you got to hit the ball, and Alu just a little bit slow to the punch there. Now Kami forced into a backflip, but he's got possession. Over 1. Dries there to help out. Fever's shot's gonna whistle wide. They had Mist and Dries Mist and Alu rather, kind of locked up in the same area. Now that physical play begins. Demos all over the field. This favors Optic. Dries up to the ceiling, and it does not come down.
So many chances on the side of Renegades and Optic. over the course of this World Championship wild card to see which team can make their mark. As right now, we've seen Optic, so much pressure. You see the shot come in. They're looking for a way to make this a quick series and add themselves to the number of teams moving on in the main event. As we've already had eliminations today, spotlights going out, but these two still fighting.
Both teams that were swept by Carmine Corp on their way towards qualifying for the main event. This whistles across, caught a deflection or two, and Optic keep their lead for now. Cammy over to Fever.
Oh.
There is no CJ after he was deleted off the field. And Fever can't keep the attack alive. Miss got around CJ, and then Alu denied his scoring opportunity. But Optic again threatening to get this goal back, open up another 2-goal lead. Miss gonna take this himself, hoping somebody can dive in, but nobody can as the ball sent out to the corner.
Alu gonna give this one to Drees. Drees with a bunch of boosts, but that's not necessarily the best touch to work with here. Ball in that midfield, you see Cammy. Oh, did he catch him? He caught him out! Cammy sends one downfield and Optic stunned.
Every time it feels like Optic gets shot after shot, opportunity after opportunity. They're able to center the ball whenever they want, and then Renegades catch them on the counterattack. 2-2. Optic cannot put away the boys from down under.
Yeah, it just really felt like Optic did not expect that. I think they felt like Renegades would try to control the ball, throw away possession. The shot comes out, and now this game is slipping out of Optic's hands. We're approaching the final minute. This one all tied up. Renegades. Oh, that's some good bump!
Oh!
And CJ will take the lead for Renegades.
CJ's got 4 demos coming into this entire match, and he watches a teammate just sideswipe Drees out of existence. 3-2 Renegades.
You talked about Optic being physical. They didn't expect this.
They got muscled.
Now they got to work with this. With time ticking down, 1 minute remaining. Optic set the tone. Renegades battled back, got in their face, called their number. And now, Optic, low on boost, doesn't have the possession. Alu in a tough spot. Drees will look for the double here off the sidewall, can't get it, Miss tries to put a shot on. They're gonna need a little bit more than that though, as the clock ticks down.
Missed lateral pass for Illusion. It's Alu and Drees both up, but nobody could get the shot, and Mist was taken out as well. So Optic has to reset. Cammy there to make the stop. Down to 20 seconds. They'd love to add one more to loosen this lead just a little bit. It's Fever all the way across. CJ on his way back, not being too greedy. Cammy waiting.
Good touch.
Drees, Fever off the crossbar, but Optic now has to go the length of the field with no time on the clock. This one got away, and Renegades tie the series.
You say it got away from them, but the Renegades stole this one. The Bandits from OCE coming through. And for Optic, it was just they got too comfortable. They let things slip. And Fever, 5 demos there alone. You talk about Renegades and how this was going to be a physical game, but Renegades really kind of set the tone there with that one, showing that they can play Optic's same demo game against them and be successful.
Only 3 shots this time officially for Optic. They were never able to convert on all those centering passes that they were trying to line up. Everybody but Drees on the scoreboard offensively for Optic Gaming. Everybody for the Renegades, contributing to a winning effort that ties up this series in these long best-of-7s through all of the wild card stage. You have to imagine it would favor a team that would be considered statistically the favorite, like Optic, but Renegades have held their own all through this wild card stage, and now tied up with OG here, an 8-5 record coming in. Now they are 9-6 in the wild card stage, trying to make it a perfect 10 wins now this goes across, and we're underway now with game 3. Alu double tap, did not line it up. Off the mark yet again, and Renegades will take that as they pound this away. Kami lining one up himself, trying to show him how it's done, and it bounces off the crossbar.
Okay, solo play city as we start things off. We've had 3 attempts to get doubles off the backboard, and one thing has been confirmed. The backboard defense isn't there right now. Somebody get on that back wall on one of these squads to get a shutdown.
I don't know, I feel like the backboard's the only thing that is playing defense. CJ.
Pass.
Over to Kami. After the demo, CJ's gonna walk the dog home. Renegades in front again.
I mean, it really comes down to the demo. Knowing Drees, he's last back. It's a crazy dive. Instead of going to net, he tries to get an early challenge in. Pockets picked. Renegades pass it out and get the first goal. An electric start here. Both teams with a lot of speed, but Renegades able to battle through the storm.
Off the kickoff, Drees able to hit, missed. Alu waiting. He's gonna give way to Drees. Double tap, bang, bang!
Drees with the double. What a response from Optic. Free backboard, it's automatic. Fever can only try to put a hand up as that one goes in.
Can't stop him, you can only hope to contain him. 3 goals and a pair of assists now for Drees as he ties up game 3. And Kami, not the touch he was looking for to start this possession, and he's gonna pay the price for it. A dime over to Drees, and it's a 2-1 lead.
And this one, I mean, it's pretty simple here from Optic. Kami last one back. Pass from Alu to Drees. Kami trying to play a ball high with the pre-jump, and he exposed himself. Optic took advantage with that play, similar to how Renegades got their first goal.
Well, here goes Aleutian. A little nudge from behind by Kami, forcing the issue. That allows Fever to take charge from the back line. Try to make himself as big as possible against Alu. Didn't work out. Kami, decent ball, cut out by Drees. CJ way at the back, dancing around the youngster. Aleutian coming in. That'll be left for Mist. Already had more action in this first 90+ seconds, Daz, than it felt like we'd had throughout the rest of the series.
Yeah, this one has definitely been a lot more lively, so to speak. As Drees flip reset, almost got it in. Miss will get the follow-up. This drive from Optic is crazy. Look at this, everyone getting involved.
Drees nearly converting there. Kami had it sized up just in case, but he couldn't get there for the rebound as Mist gets his second. 13 in the tournament now for Mist, and Optic up 2.
That catch from Drees was crazy to start that play. Catches it into a flip reset. You love to see the mechanical ability. But now, Renegades, you know, they played this speedy game, and can Gambit get to the ball? No, he doesn't have enough boost. Could have been a chance there to at least bring this within 1. This, again, Renegades trying to play that speedy game. And is it working? Oh boy, it is. Kami able to pick one up. They're 1 away from tying.
I mean, they're all just swarming around there. Alu trying to find the right spot to throw this ball away because he doesn't want to bring it in front of the net. And instead, he set up Kami with a dream of a pass, and Renegades back within 1.
5 goals. We're not even halfway through this game. I mean, it just seems like we're looking at pure offense here.
And plenty more to come as Alu has to go all the way back, and that could be very dangerous. CJ trying to set up Kami. Demo in behind the play. That takes Fever off the pitch for the moment. And now CJ, nobody there at all. We've seen that a lot. A lot of those high arcing passes out of the corner, just hoping somebody else is there. Not necessarily because of physical play, just the timing isn't quite right for either side. Despite that, they've still managed to run up the score here. 5 goals in the first 2.5 minutes. And looking now for more is Alu trying to drop it down to Drees, and the timing again just not there.
Yeah, timing not there. A little bit worried about communication for Renegades. As you talk about passes not connecting, but then also missed touches leading to some uncomfortable moments in defense. Optic haven't punished those yet. But for Renegades, I think getting that under control is 1, 2. There's the shot. Drees does it all. He gets past the team by himself.
Yeah, for some reason, I just didn't think he could handle himself on land. I guess I've been reading the internet a little bit too much. Drees has been phenomenal. 4-2 lead now for Optic. He adds his 5th goal of this series, and he continues to battle Mist for the team lead in scoring in the event. Now Drees taking this to the back wall. He's just doing a little bit of everything right now. Mist is going to have to jump into action here. Couldn't get a hand up on the shot, but Alu is there as well. Now an opportunity though. Kami going in behind the defense. CJ couldn't get the redirect around Mist.
6 goals here, 4 on the side of Optic, as they have been in the driver's seat for this game. This game has been out of control, to say the least, but Optic have done their best Monka steer throughout this one. With 55 seconds left, now it seems like things have been more so controlled, and Renegades trying to fight back.
Mist trying to slow play and force Kami to boost into him. Sure, he doesn't have much else to use. CJ, desperation flip, trying to help a teammate out. Maybe trying to do just a little too much. Can't imagine there'd be panic setting in though. Still 30 seconds left. It is a 2-goal game, but it's still very early on in the series. Around the boards, Fever, tough angle, Mist, cut it off. And now with 18 seconds left, Alu, throw it downfield, make that task almost impossible now for Renegades. They need a goal in the next few seconds to give themselves a shot at a kickoff goal to tie. And they're just not moving downfield quick enough. Fever all the way across. There's nobody there except Alu, and that's going to do it. Renegades will drop this one as Optic get halfway towards the main event.
Finally able to get 2 games in for Optic. That one definitely had a wild start, but as the game went on, Optic started to control it a little bit more. Lots of freedom in the air on this one, especially for Drees, who again comes out with a hat trick, as well as, I mean, just some really highlight level plays from him. You talked about it a little bit earlier in game 2. Drees definitely coming into form, stepping up today for Optic Gaming.
Yeah, he's just been phenomenal. 3 for 5 in that tie-breaking 3rd game. I mean, the shots technically favoring Renegades, but they're just about even now. That's the first game where they've been even. Renegades winning the game where they vastly outshot Optic. Optic winning game 1 after dramatically outshooting their Oceanic opposition. And now we go towards Utopia for game 4. And again, you're not going to see much panic there. You're not going to see much nerves. Renegades have been in this spot before, fighting for their tournament lives. They know what's ahead. They have one match kind of in hand. They're not out if they lose here, but you try to avoid that 5th round where all the pressure is going to be on everybody on the main stage.
Yep, the pressure's on. I mean, the pressure's been on this entire Swiss stage, if we're being honest. Teams have been trying to figure out the, the performance from them. Everybody fighting to be the best in the world here at the World Championship. Performances, prep work, and star-studded performance, or star-studded highlights, I should say. I mean, everybody has to leave it all out there.
Mist trying to do just that, but he is met rudely at midfield. So now Kami called into action as well on the defensive end. Both teams slowing down just a little bit. We're not seeing, 7 shots, 3 goals in the first minute of game 4. I think after that offensive shootout, both teams kind of realizing, hey, wait a minute. Look, offense will make everything look good. It'll get us on a highlight reel, but defense will get us into the main event. I think we're going to see both teams settle down here. Demolitions away from the play as yet another Optic player deleted off the field, and it's Renegades taking the physical fight to Optic Gaming for a change, but missed shot has to be dealt with by CJ.
Alu trying to bring this one in. You can see Drees looking for a way in. Missed with 77. Does play that high. I think he was looking for a better touch so he could try to control the ball a little bit more, but that was also a good one to be able to get team space. Now he has a chance to control it. Plays it all the way across instead of on net, because again, he wants to keep this within Optic's control, doesn't want to give a chance for a strong clear to Renegades.
Missed to the backboard. Oh, I think he might have got nudged just a little bit. That threw off the trajectory. Otherwise, he would have lined up a double to give Optic the lead. But Renegades doing just enough to keep him off the scoreboard for now. Illusion tried to chase CJ. CJ will play this one east-west out to the corner. And out towards midfield it goes, where Kami is aggressively up after it. And look at Renegades now, trying to make Optic uncomfortable in their own zone. Kami's going to turn on this. CJ's got the midfield boost. What can he do with it? Well, not a whole lot, as he's just going to wait. And Alu plays it right past him. There is Mist to make it 1-0 out of nowhere.
Mist was looking for the goal line all series long, all game long here, and he finally gets it. Beats two, puts a lot of power behind it. Mist showing up for Optic.
Renegades got to feel like they let an opportunity slip by there. I think they could have done a lot more on that last trip into the offensive end. And they let Optic off the hook, and Optic gratefully claimed it. Now Mist out of the corner. He's got Alu there and some physical play of his own, but this goes back netward, and Dries will make sure it doesn't get anywhere close.
Renegades still battling back. We're halfway through with this one. But you can see them getting beat to a lot of these challenges, as even though it's a one-goal game, Optic have done a great job of maneuvering possession. That's a big miss though from Dries. Is he gonna get punished for it? Missed back in time. And for Renegades, you wonder what would have happened if someone was just there a second faster.
Renegades have not been outclassed by Optic at all. They have had their opportunities. They've just lacked that last crucial touch, having someone in position to take advantage of a great pass. Dries, it's a little wide, is set up there for Alu. And a great job by Renegades avoiding the physical attack from Optic Gaming. And now Fever across, sent away by Dries, but only as far as Kami. It's coming right back in. CJ's there, and there is Mist parking the bus right on the goal line.
Fever's gonna try, CJ mid. Is he gonna be able to get there? No, a little slow. We'll play this 50 out. Renegades, this is the drive for them if they can make it work. Off the backboard, Mist, strong clear. Fever trying to keep it in play. Team's out of boost. They gotta go back. Fever buying a lot of time. Is it enough? As Kami goes into the air, uses all the boost. There's a bump on the play, and this one on the way towards the net, but it will not go in, not on target. Renegades have to try again from their own back half. They really worked hard to get that last drive to work for them, but unfortunately for them, Optic was all over it.
It's not just enough to touch the ball. You got to be able to hit your opponent out of the way, and that's what Optic did a couple times there to keep Renegades from getting a quality look.
Demo.
There's a demo right in front, and Fever converts with 33 to go.
And Renegades charging forward on this one. You see the demo, you see the bump, and you see Fever put it in the back of the net. Everything finally clicking as they tie it up with 33 seconds to go.
Renegades refuse to back down. CJ lining one up. Dries gets there in time as CJ ran out of gas. And now racing back is Kami to make sure he's got plenty of boost to fend off what could be another charge from Optic at the death of Game 4 of regulation at least. Here's Dries, right at Kami. Easy stop, Fever with 7. It should be Renegades that get the last look of regulation in Game 4 before we go to our first overtime, and that's exactly where we go with neither side getting a good look.
Chance for Renegades to tie up the series. Chance for Optic to put this one on match point. Can they do it here? It comes down to whoever can get that solid read on the ball. CJ up. It's a miss from CJ. He was trying to look for a bump to make up for it, but he couldn't. Now Fever with the dribble. Tries to put on a shot. Gets Alu to lose boost. Looks for a demo on Dries. Renegades sitting in the house, but they come up empty so far.
Kami will gently guide this out to the corner. CJ's there to grab it. And now, can he get Dries? No, he couldn't. But he could still be a nuisance downfield. He goes away from Alu, so Fever's got to do it himself. And Alushin there for the stop. Not bumped away by CJ on that occasion. Now Kami took a wide turn, and Aleutian beat him to the punch. Dries is going to have all day to play this ball, and just enough in the tank with a flip reset, but he couldn't dime anybody up, so it goes right back to Aleutian deep in his own territory.
Both teams doing a really solid job of controlling the ball on the counter, but it's just not enough. They've been able to match each other's pace. As this OT so big for either side. Oh, CJ with the slow play now, Fever alone. Alu trying to take control. Good beat. CJ, another miss. Is he gonna be? He's gonna go for the demo. You see it come out. A goal line save from Miss, but it doesn't matter. Renegades tie up the series.
CJ, another whiff, and it doesn't matter. He had him right where he wanted him all along. Renegades tie the series with a huge OT winner. They come from behind in the final minute and stun Optic Gaming.
This is the World Championship. Never back down. And that's exactly what Renegades did here, even with Optic controlling the pace, having most of the possession here for this game, and looking to expand on some of the opportunities they created. It was a slow crawl for Renegades, but they never lost composure. And it comes down to this. Big game win for them. We are 2-2. We're guaranteed Neo Tokyo here, Stacks.
And guess what, Daz? 2-2 and a best of 7 effectively makes the rest of the series a best of 3 to send somebody through into the main event.
See, you see his face? That's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. It's the World Championship, Stacks. Come on.
That is not something you want to see if you're an Optic fan, just wondering, man, where did it all go wrong? Felt like they kind of let that one get away, I'm sure, is what they're feeling right now. And then on the other side, you see Dries there right at the end. He's just like, no emotion. He actually is just a cyborg over on the other side. A lot more confidence on the part of Renegades. After they kind of defy the odds, they come back, they tie that game, and then get the winner in OT. Look, CJ did not have his best game by far, but he came through when it absolutely mattered most, and that's all that matters. We're tied up. Game 5 Wasteland, and Kami having to fend off an early attack from Optic. Dries somehow managing to read that. Dries also getting a couple of bumps, but it does not yield a goal early.
CJ, you know, you talk about his performance, and I think for him, just an impact player. Able to get the right touches either on the ball or on the opponent to put his team in a great spot. But Fever and Kami in their own right have just been phenomenal. Their individual performances are definitely worth noting here for Renegades. As look at this, they try to find each other. It was a great pass from Kami, but still ends up getting away from him. First minute, Renegades have set the pace. You saw off ball there for a bit. Mist was looking for a demo in the net. Now he has to rush back to make a save. Optic trying to play that aggressive game. They got to stop the shots, though, as Renegades keeps peppering them in net.
Is somebody other than Mist going to do something in this game? Halu jumps in front there to get a touch. And Mist will have this one right down to the mid for Aleutian to take charge. Looking for anybody to pass to. Dries comes in instead. He's trying to hit up Mist. That meant the spacing was not going to be great for Optic on that trip. And a chance now maybe for Renegades to take advantage of that. A little lapse. Kami up to the backboard. Dries is there. And that's maybe a point of emphasis as this series has gone on, Daz. The backboard defense on either side had not been great early on, but it seems like now everybody has a hand way up.
Yeah, they seem much more confident in their drives. They've been able to cover for each other very well. You see a double commit there on that play, but Optic not in a position to punish. So Renegades will be back in time. They have enough time to reset as Dries just playing this into the corner, pinches out, and it looks to go the other way.
Two heads often better than one when you get in the offensive end, trying to get a lead.
That's not a good touch.
Oh, what a save by Kami coming across. Needed to stay with the play, cleaned up his own mess, and Renegades can breathe a little sigh of relief, but here comes Optic again. Missed with Dries to his left. Dries has been awesome, but not this time. Now, Alu and Dries to beat, and CJ will have that deflected out to the corner away from him.
Great work, though, for Renegades. I mean, things did look very sloppy for them going into this. It's 1-2-1. and missed. Oh my goodness, Optic. What a pass play.
Yeah, good luck if you've got ball cam locked, just your head is spinning around. You get dizzy trying to keep track of where this ball is. Kami doing all he can, but he could not jump off the ceiling of the goal quick enough to get down. And Optic strike first, finally, after a nearly 2-3 minute rally. Another opportunity here as Dries, he had teammates in the center. They'd both backed off, and as a result, Fever's gonna march downfield. Renegades immediately answer.
What a pass play of their own as well. Look at that, CJ to Kami, off the back. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Renegades, a great equalizer.
3 goals to go alongside 6 assists for Fever. For as much as we talk about how great Dries has been, Fever has been phenomenal as well. Now CJ, couple goals to his credit. You wouldn't know it after watching last game, but that's in the past. Chance at redemption now. Fever got around and barely saved by Mist.
So even though both teams really showing their team performances here in Game 5, Renegades have not been able to grab the lead yet. Optic set the tone. Now they're just trying to battle back. That's a good touch out. Fever in a really tough spot, but it's a great recovery. Renegades have not had the cleanest series, but Optic has been pretty slow here as well. I mean, I just don't think they expect Renegades to miss some of the touches, and they're not in a position to really make the most of it. I mean, look at Alu here, just not expecting a whiff at all. He's low on boost. Dries is low on boost. Mist is the only one with 100, so now Optic have to try to take their time and battle their way back in.
Skied up there, clever play by Fever. That definitely threw off Optic. I think Optic have been fooled a few times by Renegades, especially around the midfield line. They're getting very creative and just kind of have Optic collectively scratching their heads. But here's a shot. It's going to go way high. Nobody to follow on the weak side. And then that goes indirect around Illusion, so Mist will take over with 40 seconds left. He's got help coming in, bounces through, and Kami there with the initial save. Fever to clear. Again, Fever has been so great on both halves of the field as we get down to 30 seconds and Optic reloading.
Chance here, flip reset, miss, follow up. There's a demo on the play, but this one goes off to the side. CJ has 8 boosts, they don't know. So he just sends the ball forward, a testing one. Fever wins the 50. And now both teams, it's a war of attrition in the final 10 seconds. Demo in the back line. Big miss from Dries. Is this a chance for Renegades? Fever hunting. The shot's good! Renegades ice up in the final seconds.
Sometimes you're the GOAT, sometimes you're the scapegoat, and with 3 seconds left, Renegades have the lead. Can they fend off Optic here for one more kickoff and go on match point? Fever to try and keep it low. Mist is up with it. Lucian there, and Cameron Johns brings it to ground. Renegades are 1 win away from the main event.
Unbelievable. The amount of clutch in those final seconds. We talked about Optic not being able to punish what Renegades was doing in some of the whiffs. And the one time there's a mistake on the side of Optic, Renegades charge forward. Picture perfect. Fever leading the charge, setting up a lane. Kami, excellent shooting to get into the top left corner. That was everything. Renegades is bringing everything right here. They want that main event.
Absolutely. Another 8-shot performance. Get this, just for all of you out there that just love dumb numbers like I do. 4 out of the 5 games so far have been 2-1 score lines. All 3 of Renegades' wins have been by that exact score, especially with the overtime winner in Game 4. Renegades now 3-2. And, well, Lucian's got to figure it out, right? I mean, he has been the guy so often leading the physical charge for Optic Gaming. He had 6 demos in one of those games early on, Daz, and since then, I don't think he's had more than a few. They have avoided him. They have avoided Optic. They have not taken a timeout of OG. They are going to bring this right to Neo Tokyo and try and get the job done. But man, oh man, all the momentum belongs to Fever and Renegades.
Red hot Renegades. They start this one off Fever doesn't need to use the flip, just goes right under Alu, puts it in, and they pick up where they left off.
Hangman is coming down from the gallows, and it's Optic that does not have very long. 4:55 to find an answer, and maybe they need two. It's on the goal line, and Fever's done it again.
Right off the kickoff, Fever with the ball. He's making me sick the way he's outperforming Optic right now. 2 goals in the first 10 seconds.
Unbelievable how this has devolved into the Fever highlight reel. And now CJ. Is he gonna style on him? Couldn't get around Mist. But Kami is there. And now Fever tracking underneath. They got him away from the goal at least. So now Dries right up against Kami. Opportunity for Alusha to get one back. And he's denied by Fever, so here goes Kami again. Kami with CJ underneath, not anymore. He's demolished, but Fever, quick turn, and he had to avoid some physical play out in front. It's a good job by Optic not letting this get out of hand just yet.
It's only 1 goal away from getting out of hand. Big misses there. No one able to really follow up. They've been able to stop the bleeding, which is the first 10 seconds. We finally have gotten almost a minute of just straight gameplay here. But my goodness, they got some work to do. Otherwise, we're going to see them later on fighting for their life at the World Championship.
They swept Senbei Strikers. They swept Dignitas. They were swept by Carmine Corp. And now, after going 2-0, Optic Gaming, unless they've got a comeback, are in danger of going into round 5. But Optic gets one back here off the demolition. It's Alusha who scores.
Oh, it's the double commit from Renegades. Mist goes upfield. Toodaloo, CJ. Optic said they're not done yet. Time on the clock. You got to start looking at it. Renegades have to maintain this lead.
It's Kami with Fever running ahead. Alusha avoided him, so too did Mist. And now Fever's got to race back. They left CJ all alone at the back and did not pay the price for it. Now Fever with 40 in the tank. Couldn't get through Mist. Very few can. The shot looked a little wide. CJ was there to cover just in case. Now Mist coming through, and CJ bullies him away.
2 in the corner there for Optic. Finally a chance here for a little bit of space for Renegades. Fever puts it in a tough spot. Kami just a little late there. Renegades finally with some space, but it gets away from him. Even though they started off strong, they have to keep it up because Optic are knocking at the door. Chance there for a couple of shots from Optic, both blocked out as we approach the halfway point in Game 6.
CJ had to panic a little bit with that offensive pressure coming, but Renegades did well enough. How about that from Fever? He just can do no wrong here in the later stage of this series. Missed, high bouncer, and Fever's right back in their grill. CJ now. Can he get a bump? No, Dries well over top, and now missed redirect will be a little bit wide.
Plays that into the corner, and you can see Optic charging forward. Look at Alu chasing down Fever in the goal line. Fever maintaining composure. Will be able to clear it out, but only for a moment. Optic getting bumped themselves. They're looking for a way in. They're trying to find the mistake in Renegades. They might have found it. No, it's a goal line save. Follow from Mist. Blocked out by CJ, who has 0 boost. Renegades get a chance to fill up, and they're going to try to take it the other way.
Oh, Kami denied by Mist. Great saves by Kami and CJ to keep Optic out of their net. Still the 1-goal lead. Spotted to them by Fever with his 2 goals in the first 10 seconds.
Optic were 2-0 in the Swiss stage. Now, it looks like they could be fighting for their lives in the World Championship. How the tables turn. Almost a response there. They want this one so bad, Sax, but Renegades, they won't let go. Almost at the final minute. Chance there, they're double committing.
Everybody jumping in front of everybody. My turn offense for Optic Gaming. They have reverted to their old envy ways. Here's Fever, denied by Mist. And Dries can go chase this down. He's got to be the calming influence. and he's the youngster on the squad. Alu out in front for Mist, and that's blocked aside as Kami goes to chase it with 40 seconds left. Optic forced back into their own territory.
They forced it out. There was a demo on the play for Renegades. Now Renegades have to be careful here. All it takes is one wrong touch. CJ moving upfield. He only had 9 boosts there. Big dunk. He needs to make a good touch here, and he does. He buys the rest of the team some time so they can get back. 20 seconds. They have everything going for them. Ball in front here on Optic's half. They just need to 50 correctly, but there's a demo on the back end. Trees has space, but he only has 6 boosts. He has to give up the ball. Final 10 seconds here for Renegades. If they can hold on, they go to the main event. Kami sends this one high. Ball in the air. Alu to miss. It's
still dangerous.
But Kami puts it down. Renegades do it. We'll see them at the main event next week.
The jig is up. The news is out. Renegades have gone through to the main event. What a performance coming back in the series. Down 2 games to 1, and it looked like Optic were in the driver's seat. Up late in game 4, and then the goal with just 30 seconds left, and the OT winner that followed. And from then on, it was all Oceania and all Renegades. There will be no 5th round for CJ and the squad. They go through into next week's main event, or rather this week's main event. That's amazing to feel that we're already here on Sunday, and for Optic Gaming, they have to go do it again 1 round later today.
Yeah, this is, I mean, wow. The performance for Renegades, it really did feel like, you know, they were coming into their own form during the series. They were finding out everything that they needed to do. They got more aggressive, which was big for them because, again, they weren't the aggressive team going into this. So they were able to do a fantastic job. And
we can hear them right now.
You can hear everybody else celebrating with them.
Oh, boy. And I imagine
look at that.
Maybe the Pioneers might have come by and also congratulated them. Not really sure who all is out there, but we know who is right there. Fever was absolutely exquisite. 5 goals to go with 6 assists, and I probably missed some. Another 6 goals for Kami as well. 2 and 1 for CJ. A well-balanced effort as Renegades have a lot to celebrate. They are going in to the World Championship. And now we get to send another team towards that spot as well. The club gets version 1. It's our last match on the alternate stream, and it's coming up right after this.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome. Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Oh, wow. I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
This might not be your car, and this might not be your engine. Maybe this isn't your morning routine, and maybe these aren't your coworkers. Perhaps these aren't your standard driving conditions. Far from it. But this is your oil, which means you're one of us, doesn't it? For serious engines, on and off the track, upgrade to Mobile One.
The Bronco Raptor was built to climb pretty much anything. Dunes, rocks, even ranks. The Bronco Raptor, Rocket League Edition.
bumps. Arsenal looking for the slow, but apparently Jack will clear it away. Dignitas on defense have done a great job of stalling Space Station on these ISO touches.
Having those double boost grabs as well. Apparently Jack starts to shut down that Space Station attack. Daniel could not go as far as he would like. And the 0-second scrub killer to send it on. Beats out Rettles. Joris, can he move this fast? He's Jack in the center. Jack's in touch. Saved away by Arsenal. Joris in the middle again. Saved away by Daniel. Kept to the ground by Scrub Killer. Game 1 overtime.
That midfield presence from Dignitas, which is hot or cold sometimes. Coming out in full force in game 1, off the kickoff, Space Station find the possession, but taken away yet again. Jorius putting another shot towards the net. He was the only one to score for Dignitas in start of game 1. Found it on his own backline, picked the pocket of Space Station, and now it's up to SSG to push themselves downfield.
Defense now being strained. Dignitas on the blue side, managing to get it over towards that orange corner as much as they would like. Daniel can't pick up that back boost as Joris was pushing him, and then Joris secures that back boost. The boost in massively in favor of Dignitas right now. A miss from Arsenal due to that factor. Right-hand wing sees Scrub pick up the mid again to the ceiling. Daniel pre-jumps him. Rettles pre-jumps him. But Scrub Killer, he has different ideas.
Yeah, but there's nobody around. They're running out of boost. Holding on the goal line. Trying to turtle up as much as possible. These demos now starting to open up those corners. You can see him kick possession right back to Jorius. Apparently Jack is there. The connection quickly denied. Daniel getting a hand up. Here comes Scrub Killer.
Again, a mid-boost grab. Jorius rotating so efficiently, effectively, efficaciously round the pitch as he continues to stay in that corner. Jack is central. Jack is shooting. Jack is scoring.
Center box, dead open, infield pass. Working it through the corner for about 30 seconds. And finally, when the tanks are low, Dignitas rise above it. And they find one another for the game 1 win.
And that minute 13 sums up how I see the series going the entire time. It is non-stop attack from Dignitas. It is rotating via those boost pads. It is continuing the press. And Space Station, their defense is second to none. They are unbelievable in their own third, and then they get the counters.
And what happened to Space Station in that overtime is very reminiscent of what Semper did so well. They got Space Station low on boost, they kept the pressure going through the corners, and they forced a lot of those contests on the point of contact right on the goal line where you only could pop it high off the backboard or play it low on the ground. And Dignitas' spacing past midfield has been good so far, and because of it, they do find themselves that goal.
I don't normally like to just read statistics because that's boring and a bad way to do my job.
Anyway.
But I've got 4 statistics I want to read to you. When I was told this by our statistician Direct, it blew my mind and I had to keep double checking them. Jack, the 4 that he's top in his categories, goals per game.
Yep.
He has 1.77, the average 0.72.
Sure.
He's got 1 goal over on average. Score, average 366.
Yep.
He's on 490 per game. Average assists are 0.56. He gets 1.23. Average shots per game, Jack, the average 2.66. He's getting 4.46. He has been explosive. He has been the most incredible version of himself because he has been here from 8 a.m. every single day. He has been grinding, and Aquadome is where Space Station attempt to level it up.
And in this current state of Dignitas, he's going to have to be that player. Like, he's an MVP frontrunner. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The discussion ends there. If he continues to have this performance to get to the main event, we can only know what he's going to do.
Welcome back, everybody, to the B stream of the Rocket League World Championship Wildcard. If you want to keep up with all of the action between SSG and Dignitas, make sure you've got both streams open, ourselves and at Rocket League. We're over here at RL Esports, and we are going to be bringing you version 1 against the club. One of these teams, Johnny, is going to the main event.
Yes, so we've just seen CJ, Kami, Fever, and Renegades make main event, and it's a big deal because if you do make main event, you're guaranteeing so many more days of competition. They're going to be playing not just in the group stage, but also in front of the Dickies Arena crowd, the huge, large crowd compared to the one we've got here. Although the one here is doing a great job as well, I've got to say, loving what we're hearing from them. But that's massive. So this is what this is all about. The last match of the B stream, somebody's making it. Somebody is going to need to try again in round 5.
Yes, and as we've seen many times previously, getting done here is incredibly important, not only because you do get yourself secured, but Also, you don't want to be going into that all-important 2-2 matchup on a loss. But we do have V1 taking on the club. South America wanting to add themselves to the board of regions that have qualified through the wildcard. OCE just doing that previously. And you know, of all regions, South America does not want to fall behind OCE.
Yeah, and South America have actually already picked up a win today, and NA taking an L to OCE. So if that should continue, then there is a crazy world where we see all 3 North American wildcard teams in that round 5. We're not there yet. We're far off that. V1 have to be the favorites in this matchup, but the club looked phenomenal yesterday in their win over Pioneers.
Absolutely so, but had a chance to talk earlier on to Dazarin, especially because he was casting both of these 2 teams. And we did have a look a little bit more about how V1 were playing, because we had a chance to commentate on their first match earlier on. And it was a bit rough on occasion from them, but they are starting to put it together. Com especially is finding his form. He's the player that's always sat in the middle. He's the loudest of them. He is the in-game leader. You need him playing well, because that will then start to seep over to the players either side of him.
Yeah, and I haven't had a chance to chat to these guys to figure out like what do they think is going wrong, because clearly they came in here as the top seed off the wild card. A lot of us expected them to be going 3-0, just advancing yesterday into the Worlds event, but here they are on day 4, having to do it again. And Beast Mode, they've identified as not the problem, but he's the guy who's just not feeling comfortable, and he's not scoring enough goals. Every other day 1, every other event that we've had on LAN, Beast Mode scored a ton of goals early, and I think that's just settled him, and he's just continued to pop off and keep that form, but he struggled to really do that at this event, and he's kind of got inside his own head.
But this is the player that everyone I have spoken to says, look, V1 might not have the results they want, but Torment is the same LAN player that we always know him to be. He was a part of that team that was with Cloud9, never would miss out on a top 3, and now that we're back to live events, he has been retaining that live event 4. But on the opposite side of the field, looking to make their mark, is the club, a team that we expect to be aggressive, and they always live up to expectation.
Yeah, they're on 2 straight wins at the moment. The first one, quite an easy 4-0 yesterday, an unexpected dominant win over Pioneers, a team that many expected to beat the club. The club actually beat them pretty handily. So this is a team that version 1 need to be extremely careful about. On the pre-show today, T-Base, and I'll also jump in myself as well. We called on to make a hot take, and the best one we could think of was, okay, the club beat version 1. And we're not just trying to farm impressions here. We really think that this is a possibility. The club are confident. They've got the aggressive style that is synonymous with South America, and version 1 being known as more of a defensive team, they're inviting that playstyle to come to them, and it's such a dangerous thing to do. Sitting back against that kind of offense, if they pull it off, you're in big trouble. But any kind of small mistakes by the club, version 1 are going to capitalize on those overextensions.
We see all of the comparisons here, but I think the big comparison isn't even going to be shown here. It's that both these teams did take their loss against Space Station
more
Gaming.
demos, actually. The club have more demos. That's crazy. I would never have
maybe let's
that.
not show that to Com. Okay, he will definitely cede to correcting that. But both these teams did take losses to Space Station Gaming. Space Station Gaming team that, quite frankly, when they are on, they are on. There's a loss over there. Not necessarily the worst indictment of your performance, but one of these teams is going to be getting themselves through to the main event. And I am so curious as to which way this Twitch chat is going to end up going. So going to get you guys up in just a moment. We'll see what you at home think. Hashtag V1 or hashtag club. That one's pretty simple on either side. Usually some of these I'm just like, okay, that's close enough, I guess. But these two,
no, it's got to be one-sided.
There will be no mistypes. If you typo this, that is on you. Let's get our own predictions out there as well, Johnny. Starting with you.
I've already said the club. That was my hot take start of the day. I'm going to back. Nothing I've seen backstage has changed that, so I'm going to stick with the club to take down V1 and complete the trifecta of NA teams in round 5. As you might have caught me there, just trying to spy the A stream on my phone. Space Station are trailing still to Dignitas as well.
I really wish I wasn't doing enough prediction again, because I was still feeling really good about my Semper one yesterday. So this is my chance to fall off. I'll go V1. I'll split us down the middle on this one. I'll go safe. I went big yesterday. I'll go nice and safe on this one.
We would look
today.
ridiculous if we both went the club here, because everybody's going to think we're frauds.
But they would respect it.
They would.
Everybody would respect it. Let's find out what you at home think. Let's see if we respect what you have gone with. Let's see. Oh. Hey!
Well, that's closer than I thought, actually.
That is way closer than I thought.
Really sold the club to...
So what we're saying here is, I can definitely say the forbidden phrase on this one, which is there's no way this one is a sweep.
I really hope it's not. I mean, we're seeing a lot of sweeps, so we'd love to see a closer series here, but I really don't expect it to be a sweep. I think it's going to be a closer series. The club are a scary team. They're in form now. They've picked it up after that initial loss earlier in the tournament, and V1 haven't looked their 100% selves that they have early on in other LAN events recently.
Yes, well, it's pretty much beast mode at the moment we are looking at. We know what he is capable of, and it's just now what he thinks he can contribute, because I don't feel like he needs to be scoring all the time. Maybe that's how he sort of rates how he's currently playing, but he's got phenomenal players around him. As long as he outplays, and you just trust Torment to make that decision of, does he go or does he hold? Torment's going to always make the right decision in those sort of situations. So it's up to beast mode, create that space, and give your teammates the opportunity to move forward. But that's something I love to see. Maybe the rest of Europe doesn't like seeing it. Com is smiling. They haven't even got in yet. They are looking comfortable. They are ready to go. As a quick reminder, again, for those of you just joining us, we are currently the B stream. If you want to catch some more Rocket League action, it is twitch.tv/Rocket League. Go and see the Space Station Gaming match versus Dignitas. John, I know you've got an eye on that at the moment. What is the current score?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's currently 2-0 to Dignitas. So Optic losing out to Renegades. They're in round 5. At the end of the day, we need to play for their qualification to the main event. Space Station Gaming are currently on that same path. They're currently on the same trail. Dignitas got them in a bit of trouble there, but can the club do what OCE has done or Europe is doing? That is send NA to round 5. That would be insane. I mean, we're already all wrong with how we expected the wildcard to go. It's been full of surprises, but I think that would be the biggest surprise of all. Is all 3 North America teams in round 5 of Swiss. Every team showed up huge in LA. The last American hosted major, except NRG, who obviously did really well in fall. So we've seen so much consistency from North America at LAN events throughout the season. They've had that top-heavy talent just across all the rosters. It's not shown up today. V1 in a bit of an interesting position because they are favorites.
Yeah.
I think definitely all the North American teams in this round have been favorites and are favorites. But that hasn't really proven to be that helpful for the other North American teams.
Since we do seem to be waiting just to get into this, I do want to talk to you actually about the improvements that we've seen overall in the depth of North America. Because I remember back season 1 all the way through to, I'm going to say about season 6, 7 or so, where it always seemed to be, all right, here is the 1 or 2 North American teams that we actually believe can do some damage here. And they tend to be up against maybe 4, 5 European teams that were really, really dangerous. That switched. We got over to season 7, I believe it was, where it was actually Vitality that had to run through everybody.
Oh, definitely. No, NA in season 7 had by far the stronger top 4 compared to Europe. And I think coming into this event, if you compare the top 4s of NA and Europe, you'd have to say North America's looking good there, because the recent top teams in Europe just didn't have that consistency throughout the season to even be at the World Championship. We're thinking about Team Liquid, and we're thinking of Dignitas, who actually seem to be falling off. Now they've hit a bit of a run of form, but for the club, this is a chance to, I think, catch V1 in an uncomfortable spot. They lost yesterday, and now, or rather, they lost 2 days ago. Had a bit of a close series with Veloce yesterday, who just got destroyed by Secret today. So I think the club are going to be feeling pretty confident here. I think that they know their playstyle will at least be able to be played on their own terms. And what I mean by that is version 1 are likely to give space to the club to come at them. It's up to them to execute on that game plan, not make any big mistakes, and give V1 counterattacks.
Well, for the club, this whole season has always been with them 1 game away from toppling Furia. Now they are 1 match away from joining them in the main event. The club against version 1, best of 7 to make it through.
And a nice kickoff possession play for version 1 early on, but the club have turned that one around. Torment looking to advance the play, but looks like lots of players actually have ran out of boost here. And just trying to weigh each other up early on in this matchup. The club didn't have too much in the way of defending to do against Pioneers. They were just relentlessly attacking. That's not going to be the case against version 1.
Version 1, when they can get that offense rolling, get the demos going. So lethal of a team to play against, as Stromic tries to find the backboard. Not going to happen. Version 1 will always keep that covered. You can already see Beast Mode sticking around, but there's Lost almost landed on the ball to turn it in. Version 1 up against a swarm of offense. You can already see Astromic. He went to the backboard as Com will intercept. Version 1 up against it defensively, but they have kept this reasonably calm so far, despite the club looking very, at least, creative with the way that they are playing. And it's not something I really want to see from the club. I feel like when they came into this tournament, they played like it was their first RLCS event. Now they're starting to play a bit like that team that we've seen online, who can really step up and take it to the best of their region.
Yeah, and although they come into the World Championship wildcard as South America's #3 team, we've mentioned this throughout the week quite a few times, they're currently #2, at least if you power rank South American teams. Furia, obviously #1. But the club have been that second best team towards the end of the season. Although Secret throughout the entire year outperformed them. Oh my goodness! How about timing of a demo? Floor double goes slowly on target, but there's no goalkeeper to save it. V1 get a taste of their own medicine.
Look, the game went quiet here because it wants you to hear the demo, the explosion, the crash of the cars. The club won, version 1, 0. And the club stepping up in the opening stages of this match. Astromic back in time to turn that ball away. And this is already so much better from the club. I had a chance to talk to Daz earlier on. He was saying, look, the club know how to switch it up. This is plan A, but they have got plans B to C.
I mean, they've got some ridiculous plays. Lost is just ceiling challenged and then kept on going to keep pressure on the ball. They've got the confidence. Clearly, this is the same pace that Secret just obliterated Veloce with. Version 1 knew that they were up against a tough competition here, but did they expect the club to just disrespect them like this? Throw themselves at every ball. Right now, Lost looks a bit unplayable. How long will it take for version 1 to figure him out?
This is the club playing with the mechanics that match the aggression. They can continuously rotate back out, get the recoveries. None of this, as wacky as it has been at times, has put any of their own players in a bad position. So like the positioning of KV1, almost able to see the pass back over. But version 1 pegged back into their own side of the field. Astromic now tasked with holding on to the midfield. He will do exactly that as version 1 give up possession relatively easily. Unfortunately for them, it did land with a Torment that was out of boost. And not the best touch there from KV1, just couldn't quite maintain control of the car. Now V1 finally escaped their own side of the field. Is it only temporary? It's up to Torment to do exactly that. But the club, that midfield belongs to them.
Yeah, they really have squeezed version 1 in this matchup. Version 1, like we mentioned in the run-up to the game, do like to defend. Torment and Beast Mode love to pile up those numbers, but that is exactly what the club want. They want teams to sit back and let them attack them so they can use all of their aggression on the ball and, in this game especially, off the ball.
If we just turn the score off and just try to let everyone at home guess which one of these teams is the one that is trailing, 99% of people would probably get it wrong. The club look like they are the team that need the goal more. They have got it. 2-0. Version 1 on the ropes.
Yeah, Beast Mode here had no boost. He was trying to get a bit of distance on that clear as he popped it into the post, but it's gone nowhere. And the club pounced on it. Like you mentioned, they have not slowed down, despite the fact they're only sitting on a 1-goal lead there. They just piled on the pressure time and time again. Here's Lost looking for a third. He's got it on target. He's got it in the top corner. The club 3-0.
It's just too easy at the moment. Lost off the perfect pathing. Managed to get himself an extra 12 boost on the way and made all the difference. As he launches it top corner, 42 seconds left here, version 1. The gauntlet has been thrown down here, my friends. The club, 3rd seed from South America in name alone, proving exactly that. They might even try and add a 4th. It's just been unrelenting, Johnny. It really has. Every time version 1 think, and they might finally get away. And this time they will. The club come right back at them. It's one of those teams that
They're playing with the boost pack, of course. Don't try that at home. You're just going to be disappointed when you find out it's not a thing. The club are the real deal. We knew that they had potential coming into the wildcard event. Now they are showing all of it against their opponents on stage. And it reminds me that Com has gone on record many times saying that he does not like when he's queuing up ranked games, trying to practice his mechanics, and he gets South American players in his lobby. Of course, South American players can queue on the USE servers with anything in the range of 120 to 150 ping, which is super difficult to play with. But those are training weights, and that's why South American players like to do that. Some of the North American players don't really like that, because I think the play styles, as you can see, can sometimes match up in a pretty ugly way for NA. NA trying to play quite a defensive style, quite a gentlemanly style. Let's all just rotate. Let's all just take boost. Make sure that we can all have a good time. That's not what South America's about. They're trying to make you hate the game. And you know, I expected Com to be a player who would appreciate that, as someone who likes to remove his opponents from the field as often as he does. But it looks like the club have taken all Com's tweets personally over the course of the years. You know, he says, stay off our server. Well, they say, stay out of our tournament. We're going to run right through you, 1-0 in comfortable fashion.
Now, I don't know what just happened over at the A stream, but the crowd definitely let me know that something happened over on the A stream.
I don't think that was big enough to be a Space Station Gaming win.
You wouldn't know that we are this limited on crowd, would you? We're on the opposite side of the building, more or less, and we are still hearing what they are doing over there. So fair play and full kudos to those of you that have made the trip over to join us.
Yeah,
it's been an absolute pleasure.
3-0. Dignitas 3 games up on Space Station Gaming. Space Station did reverse sweep Dignitas at the LA Major, best of 5. Version 1 don't want to go all the distance with the club. That was a clean play there. Lost, just diving into the play, couldn't get goal side. Torment punches it through.
Is there anything that tells you that this is a goal more than when you see Torment go? Because he knows it's a goal. That's the only reason why he tends to go. And Torment putting version 1 onto the board. Oh, that lead's not going to last! Version 1 had eyes on one player. Needed to be worried about an entirely different one.
Lost just waited and waited. I think he's called the mind game there. He didn't want to pinch the ball downwards, understanding that he's just going to clear it if he does. So he lets it hit the backboard. That slower pace on the center ball actually surprised version 1. The club not just bashing themselves forward here, they're showing finesse as well. It's those changes of pace that could be so effective in these moments. Now back pass coming through. The club are really controlling the matchup at the moment. Version 1 have to start fighting for the midfield. Game 1 they were completely out pressured. They had no territory to work with.
It's just at the moment that they don't. Well, they have full belief that the club can outplay them. We did see with certain other teams, and Torment, well played just to not try and clear it with the first ball, instead tried for the challenge. Version 1 need a little bit of belief in the back 2 players that they can stop the play so they can just free up someone else to get the ball over to. Stromic wants the set. Torment moves out of the way, realizes that the bump might be coming his way, so decides to move slightly earlier. Look at this. It's 2 challenges every time. The club are so good at recovering, but they always get summoned. But Boomer! One side to the other, coast to coast. Torment doubles up his goals.
This just absolutely flew into the net. Torment smashes it. Notice in the opening, it looks like the third man for the club went for the boost steal. Didn't make it back anywhere near in time. Will that make the club second guess this style that they're playing with at the moment? It's worked out really well up until now, where they have just piled on the pressure, relied on the recoveries to make it work. Oh my goodness, look at Lost. He's going all the way through, but Torment with a heroic save once again. He is keeping V1 in this defensively.
Torment is on another level right now. He needs some help. Com does not provide it. That was a gimme.
He really did have a long time there, and he knew that he had a long time. He had full vision of the entire club roster missing. Will that be a mistake that they regret later in this game? Still, the lead stands for version 1. A 2-goal lead is something that they are extremely good at holding on to. Now they've got one. It's Torment in offense. Once again, he really has been the guy to lift version 1 out of the hole that they seem to be in.
That was the best 3-person play I've seen, though. And more importantly, they get the goal so that Com does not now need to focus on that previous miss. Have redoubled the lead. And I think that's a little bit of a warning as well to the club, because the moment version 1 got themselves in an aggressive position, that's when the bump and demos started to show themselves. The club have to keep themselves in motion, can't leave players just on the goal line, because they will be found!
Oh my.
And they'll always find somebody for the pass.
With Lost just continues to somehow get the ball through. Goes right through Com like he's not even there. Gets it past Beast Mode as well. And another easy goal, this time for KV1, but Lost is an absolute menace. Version 1 still have not downloaded.
When Lost gets the ball, he turns into a juggernaut. Oh!
Oh my!
And there's Torment, he's got a fourth! This might end up being one of the highest scoring games in Torment's career.
It looks like Lost just really couldn't decide what to do with this one. Com continued to play it, and Torment will not get an easier goal all day. There's still a long way to go here, and with how aggressively the club have been playing, you can almost guarantee that there will be more goals. Which net remains to be seen.
Well, the club definitely do not do boring as their play style. And that's what has led to so many fans, not only of theirs, but of the South American region, as just a general consensus. There is Com. We're feeling much better about his team's chances after seeing how they performed in this game. But here has been the man for them. Torment dives past everybody. That transition game has been on point since we first saw him. Nothing has changed in 2022. That's a shot right down the middle, and actually even more than that, Astromic can control it. It's Beast Mode and Torment, and neither of them could do anything!
Composure in defense as Astromic collects the ball while saving a shot before air dribbling underneath Beast Mode and faking out Torment in the process. That's yet another 1v2 play. This time it's Astromic on the board.
High-low challenges. Enough to lower the lead that version 1 have. As Astromic just pops the ball high. Torment can actually continue playing this, especially now that Com has removed a bit of pressure. Here's Lost up against Com, and Lost wins the challenge. It really has become Torment versus Lost on the transition game. Whichever one is doing a better job has been giving his team more looks at the offensive side of the field. And then you just have a look at Astromic, who dances magnificently from one side of the pitch to the other. Com, back pass to Torment, lobs it long. Beast Mode not able to get over to it. Still good territory to get.
Com got that boost, that's huge. Lost a little bit stranded there, has to go all the way back. Time starting to run out for the club, but you know there will be chances. Version 1 have controlled the possession a lot more.
I don't know which side, but there is a goal.
There has to be. I did like the back pass from Version 1, just trying to slow down the play. Definitely the idea against a team who are trying to keep it as fast as possible. You're joking. Well, the mid-air passing play is attempted, not too far off. The confidence of the club to even try that play speaks volumes.
I think the best way to describe the way the club play is Operation Why Not. You're there, I'm here, we might as well give it a go. 30 seconds left, the club still trailing by 1, Lost. Does fall for the bait from Com, who doesn't even have to commit, leaves himself relevant. Off the ceiling, Lost. Cuts rotation, almost got wiped out, but still he's stuck around. KV1 has looked for Com, avoids getting hit. That means he can follow up for the block. Have we got that one last goal in this? Torment booms it. Club have got it all to do yet again. They will try to. Beast Mode and Com double commits, but it's up to Beast Mode. He's got to try and guide this one to the floor. Does exactly that. And version 1 have answered back after a game 1 that could not have gone much worse.
Yeah, they've done well there, and I think it's so important that they stabilized in this second game because the club looked terrifying to play against. Luckily, their defense did not match the offensive prowess. That allowed version 1 to be clinical, just get opportunities and take them. But yeah, what a carry by Torment. My goodness, 4 goals. So many clutch saves as well. Didn't expect this to be the Lost vs Torment show. Beast Mode's been getting all the praise as of late, but Torment absolutely carries and drags version 1 back into the series.
Torment doesn't do like soft carries, he just hard carries. Every time we've ever seen him go for it, cast your mind all the way back to when Cloud9 crowned themselves world champions. It was Torment that really received all of the plaudits. But this is again, huge credit to version 1 because this is something that teams have struggled with in this wildcard format. Going a game down, and it just crumbles for so many of them.
Well,
but
speaking
for version 1, no issues at all.
4-0, Dignitas, sweep Space Station. Version 1 are the last remaining hope for NA in round 4. Optic are going to be playing in that 5th round, the final round of Swiss later on today. Space Station Gaming have joined them, and should the club pull out a miracle win over V1 here, that would mean all North American teams are on their last life fighting for survival in the event.
Does that now mean that all European teams that could qualify now have qualified?
They have all 3 EU in, Renegades in. Either the club or version 1 will be joining them as the top 5 seeds coming out of Wildcard into the main event.
North America trying to get this wildcard back under control. Difficult to do though when what you are trying to control is a team that plays like the club. I would not expect to see much change just yet. The club do tend to mix things up. It's typically after a timeout. Beast mode, sealing off the challenge. This is a good positioner from V1.
Oh wow, what a turn.
V1, despite a lack of offense that they got in game 1, have scored off almost all of the offensive drives that we have actually seen them go for.
Yeah, they are good at, doing what a bit cleaner than the club at times, but they do keep the ball in front of the opponent's net long enough to create multiple chances. There's one, and it gets deflected this time. It's this kind of play that V1 are going to love, just getting the ball in front of the net, keeping it there, lovely back pass.
So good! How have you missed?
Beast mode's at the post!
It was all done. The hard work was finished. You just needed, well, the finish. As hopefully this gives us a good reason for that. I'm gonna hold off judgment for just a moment.
Yeah, it looks like the club have got an issue. I mean, it was either that or just I was thinking, there's no way that KV1 has decided to just
maybe
park
it's a
in front of the
BM
box.
pause. They just really want them to like. Are you guys sure about that one?
It's like, did you really miss that open net, that wide open goal?
Just stare over. Are you good? There's nothing. All right, I guess we'll go again.
In fairness to Beast Mode, when he took the shot, I don't think he absolutely knew that the net was going to be open. He was probably thinking to himself, okay, my teammate's got pressure on the goalkeeper. That means he's either going to land a bump or chase the goalkeeper somewhere. And if you're running away from a bump, you tend to go into the net, around the back, and then off the underside of the crossbar. So shooting to the bottom corner actually does make sense in that context. So Beast Mode's not wrong to shoot bottom corner, because it's actually quite a difficult place to dive back down towards and make a save if you're being chased. Of course, doesn't make sense if you miss the goal. So the idea is good, the execution not so much.
Having played ranked with Johnny, I can confirm for you all at home that he does make this many excuses for me as well. So
it all makes
at least
sense.
You're consistent on that.
It all makes sense in my head, trust me.
So we will get ourselves back into this as soon as we can. Unfortunately, we have no updates to bring you right now because, well, the rest of the tournament's kind of waiting on us here, Johnny. The upper side, the lower side has now been complete. I believe once this is done, we can start scheduling out our final 3 matches of Wildcard.
Well, the good news I do have for all the NA fans who are currently in turmoil is that you're not going to see any NA grudge matches unless the matchups are literally impossible to be cross-region. The winner, well, the teams coming out of this 2-1 round, every team that has been losing for NA today, they have been on the brink of qualifying. Now, if you're coming out of that round into round 5, you play against a team who just avoided elimination in the previous round. The teams who have so far done that have been Team Secret and O1 Esports. So those are the 2 teams who are waiting to find out which North American team they're going to be up against. And up until now, version 1's win record has been reasonable. So I think they're probably going to be better.
Space Station also can't play against version 1 because they have already.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. It's not happening. We're not going to see, don't worry guys, you're not going to see a heartbreaker where
there's
V1
somebody out
SSG,
there with Space Station and V1 flares on just going, oh, thank goodness. Not a bad day for me.
Watch it go and happen now, and then they're just going to hate me for the rest of their lives if they didn't already.
The smartest thing I did in my career was not fully understand Swiss. Because then I don't have to be the one that ever says anything.
You don't have to explain it.
Yeah, it's you and Gibbs.
Yeah, Gibbs isn't here, so I've got to try my best, but it is a confusing format. Luckily, it does itself after this match is finished. We'll have all 3 of the remaining matches of the day confirmed. What a match we've got in front of us right now. We're back into game number 3. The club have been unbelievably impressive so far. And V1 need no introduction. Can Torment keep it up? Can he get a little bit of help? Both Calm and Beast Mode have missed open nets in games 2 and 3 respectively already.
Torment with all 4 of version 1's goals. As he does stick around here. Torment enabling Com to move back in, and that's such a crucial touch. Whatever struggles the Com has had, he's not going to find any in that sort of position. You know he's going to nail it every single time. That's an awkward bounce, however, and Astromic has won the race to it. Com has to scramble back in time. Wiped out for his troubles, and lost!
Whoa!
Another challenge won!
What celebration as well, sliding on the left-hand side of his car as he fist bumps his teammates. Lost with a monster dunk onto Torment. You know you're always going to need to make one more touch when you shoot in Torment's in goal. Lost makes it a good one.
Rock solid, every challenge against Lost. He just doesn't lose them as Beast Mode shot right into the path of KV1, and he misses the ball afterwards. So here we go, Lost again. The last player I think you'd want to see. Bit of a heavy first touch, but he can chase down Com, sticks around with it. And that gives the club at least a bit of possession. And I think that little interaction that we saw there, that despite the heavy first touch that we got, that doesn't put Lost off the play. He'll stick with it, and he tends to keep winning it back, even when he does make a mistake or two, as the drop-down pass once again read.
Yeah, perfect hit, but great read by the club. The pace that they're playing with at the moment has made V1 uncomfortable. That really goes to show you how mechanical, how quick this team is. Com making sure to hit the lead player there, even if he can't hit the ball. KV1 getting in the action. He's been priority defender for this team. The 1v1 god on the roster. Making himself useful at both ends of the field.
Com wants to see if he can find Torment. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Torment running out of boost at the least fortunate of timing. Astromic ends up missing it. Com, though, does well just to read that play. That has been something that has caught out V1 at previous moments in this series, just thinking that the club have got more of a right to the ball than they actually do.
And welcome viewers coming in from the main stream. We hear you guys had a bit of a one-sided affair, but luckily over here, it has been a close one. The club are currently tied, but leading game 3. And they've been, so far, the most impressive of the two teams. V1 having to really work hard just to hold this game to a close scoreline, off the back of some unreal defense from Torment, as well as 4 goals in game 2 from that same man.
Yeah, this has turned into almost the Torment versus Lost show for our opening 2 games, but everyone else more involved here in game number 3. Torment with the goals, Lost with the transitions, doesn't ever seem to lose them as Torment almost found Com. What a goal that would have been. That's a statement that we have said numerous times. Always seems to be just a whisker away from finding contact, but a Lost. Hey, if you want to know what Lost has been all about, there you go, there's the challenge. Thank you for making the point for me. Beast Mode.
Oh.
With Astromic, with a heavy read, but a poor touch. And they have got away with it, and they've got their second game.
They have been ice cold up until now, which we should have seen coming, given the fact that Stroming's got his jacket on. But V1 have still to really figure out the club. They got a game win in that second game, and that was off the back of some pretty chaotic defense from the club, where I think they even went a bit too fast for their own good. But when the club get rolling, they look unstoppable. Lost in particular, like you mentioned, completely unplayable today. We knew that he was going to be a demon to go up against in the wildcard event, but I think even the wildest of expectations have been exceeded. To have one of the most defensively sound and one of the most consistent teams in North America now consistently struggling to handle one South American ball chaser. And I mean ball chaser in the best possible ways. You know me, I'm a massive fan of someone who cuts rotation and puts pressure on his opponents. There he is on your screen right now. They just don't know what to do with him. He is walking right through them like they're not even there. And they've got to figure it out quickly, because the club 4-1 Pioneers yesterday. And with the way that NA's been going in round 4, yeah, I think V1 have got to keep this one close. They've got to tie it up in game 4 here. Comeback is going to be so difficult against a volatile opponent.
Lost has been, very interestingly, almost like another fire burner. Every challenge won. And it is difficult to prepare for if you're on V1, because you're used to maybe on occasion getting, beat out by a flip reset. If on occasion just somebody's a little bit too quick for you, but losing challenges, that's just demoralizing.
Yeah.
That feels something different because he's reading the game better than you and he's setting up for the game better.
I mean, that's why the club have been so hard to handle, is they're trying to beat version 1 to the ball, and even when that plan doesn't work, they've somehow got a 50-50 to back it up anyway. Beast Mode's got a nice setup here, but follow-up is nowhere to be seen from version 1. They're still playing quite a methodical approach in offense.
There's the follow-up. It's just too quick.
A stealing challenge coming in from Astromic. He's forcing the issue right next to the backboard. Look at how much pressure that puts on V1. Lost cuts rotation again to try and get the ball back to Astromic. This has been the difference between these two teams. As soon as version 1 get the ball, the club are coming for them. They're tackling right next to the goal, and that creates opportunities from point-blank range.
I can guarantee you the most repeated phrase has been, why is he there?
Why not?
Exactly, because we can and because we will. Here we go, have lost yet again. Guess what, over to KV1. It's actually Beast Mode who built it by himself for a while. I think that might have been a little bit of a miscommunication there by the club. I think one of them wanted the at least bump or demo attempt. Oh, that's about as bad as it could have been! He still gets there in time! Not even the teammate can undo this!
I mean, the 50-50 spawn completely unlucky there for the club. Finishing, plaguing V1 yet again.
Oh!
Not even Torment, who scored all their goals, hits the target.
They are still in a good position, but the shooting has been lackluster from V1. Back over to Astromic. Here's Torment, waits for his opportunity. Now the pendulum swings. They know they've got to get some players back into position. So here's what Torment does best. Sticks with it, gets his teammates back into position, and Beast Mode will recover it in the midfield. Good block. It's back out. Torment will receive the back pass. Over to Beast Mode. Well worked here from V1. It will feel like they should be, and they would be absolutely correct in thinking 1-0 up.
Oh, certainly, especially with the unfortunate respawn for the club, blocking their own teammates' approach to what looked like a fairly consistent 50-50. But if you did join from the A stream, you missed an open net miss from Com and another open net miss from Beast Mode, although it was a bit more of a confusing one with a run-ahead demo occurring. That's been the problem for V1, or one of the problems for V1. I think the main problem is that the club have just played brilliantly, but their second problem is that Beast Mode and Com can't hit the target. Now here's Lost, but the air dribble bump. He's hit the post. KV1 hits it wide. Astromic was there to finish it off, but KV1's touch took it away from him.
So we stay at 0-0, a game that should have had at least 3. Beast Mode up against Lost. We'll see it to his own corner, wants to avoid being hit, and just manages to duck away from Beast Mode on his way in. Here is Lost.
Look at this.
Just don't let Lost go over there. He just sticks to the wall.
He just keeps going. Once he's got the ball, he just rolls through everyone, whether it's an outplayer of 50. Beast Mode's with him. Of course, Torment, as usual, covering. Version 1 have had good chances, but the club, every time they attack, look deadly. Here they come again. Com this time is able to defend well, but Astromic, who scored a worldie earlier on in the series, flying at them with everyone in a panic. KV1 trying to shrug off that blunder that took away an open net from his teammate. It's been a game with a bit of mistakes, but now it's version 1 who are playing forward. But once more, Astromic makes the defensive play while collecting the possession. That's composure from the land veteran of the team, and only a diving save from Com can stop the club from taking the lead. Now Torment keeps them in with a follow-up save as well.
I don't know how many expected goals we've got at this point, but the fact that we are at 0-0 blows my mind. This should be the least likely scoreline of all the numbers that you could throw out there. And yet here we are, still all to play for either side. Still looking for our opening goal. Beast Mode sees that Com might be the option, but Com very quickly realizing that that one is out of his reach. Nice boost steals though. Keep an eye now on those boost totals for the club. Those 100s are not coming up very soon. They have to be smart with these. I believe another one goes away from them. A Debo as well on the back line. Lost
has nothing.
Will be the last one back. Com looks for the redirect. He was not far off it. Breakaway. Astromic outplays one, but Torment happy just to settle for the bump. Are we going to overtime? Or is it going to be Astromic with the hero play? It comes out for Lost. Keeps it alive at the last moment. No angle found. Overtime reached.
Now what have we got for the kickoff strategy. This one goes the way of the club. Lost with a heavy hit forward. Looking to catch Com pre-jumping there. Com's reset easily read by Lost, who just stuck around in the midfield there now. Slight miss from Torment gives a free hit for Beast Mode. Another opportunity for version 1. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
Version 1 are so close to getting the strategy to work. I love it every time. Just send a hit, don't take your car off the floor, and then from there, move looking for the defender. As you can see, yet again, Com trying exactly that. You have to be so aware, and even if you do manage to avoid the bump, it might just take you out of the opportune position to deal with the shot coming your way. Bouncing pass.
It's great play by KV1. He knew he was going to be the victim of a bump, so he just dove in, but that's not the best play. Torment's got an open net, surely. That's game.
Oh, he's missed it!
Torment has just thrown away the most open net of the day.
The trifecta of misses has been complete. The worst hat trick that you could have achieved. Version 1 have it to their name.
Even their one consistent player on the day has completely fumbled a freebie. The club get a gift. They must be thinking, well, that's got to be deserved with how well we played today. But can they capitalize on it and get triple match point?
Astromic tries to work it from the corner. No such luck. The transition game from both sides has been so difficult to pull off. Astromic with a teammate on the wall. Here's KV1. Would have preferred if he was able to get there on the bounce. There's the shot! And version 1 have got the game, but my, oh my, Johnny, did they have to work for it.
Yeah, what a mess. The safest finish there from Com with the single jump after how their striking has gone. That makes a lot of sense. They did work their way back into it pretty quickly. They shook off the miss, and you can see at the end of the game there as well, Com just shrugging to Storm and say it's not a big deal. We go next. You know, we regained in the game, and they got the win. But that was an extremely difficult one to get, and the club were definitely threatening many, many times in that game.
And that's Com's first goal of the series.
It is.
That Beast Mode hasn't scored yet.
That's crazy. It really is.
It's been like that. There's been so many threads across the entirety of the field. But for version 1, I mean, you can see right here as really they're just communicating what they're going to be doing for the next game.
Are they telepathic?
Maybe. Maybe it's...
They're all fully focused here. Well, the club have definitely surprised even those of us who thought they were going to have a real shot at winning this.
That's just really breaking. We could have had it all three the whole way across.
I really hope Astromic doesn't think that they've been eliminated. With how long that game went, you might feel like they've lost it. But no, really, they're just 2 games away from advancing to that main event. Really interesting to see how different players decide to compose themselves between games. Astromic just in the zone here. Just taking a quick nap, sleeping on V1. One thing I do like the V1 really started to do in that 4th game is just hitting the ball way around the club.
Yes.
They've figured out that, okay, the club are just going to dive in. Let's make sure that we absolutely do not get dunked on. Hit it to a side wall, hit it to a back corner wall, no backboard, no direct approach, just let's go around them. They're going to dive out of the way, and then we've got free touches, and it's started to give them more control of the series.
I think, despite how bottly that was on occasion from V1, it's not exactly a stretch to say that they were the better team, and by a bit of a distance there between them and the club. They made so many opportunities for themselves, and if they can just remember that coming into this game, then they've got full control. Hey! Beast Mode on the board.
And if Beast Mode's been struggling because he's not had as many goals, well, hopefully that does something for his confidence. It wasn't a worldie, but a goal's a goal, especially for version 1 today. The club finally in a bit of trouble here. It looks like that end of the game, the start of this one. This is the first moment in the series where it looks like it's gotten away from them, but can they reply? Astromic hits the bar, it's bounced over.
Bounce.
It's a bit unfortunate again. That's, like I said, the worst possible bounce. It doesn't stick around in front of the net, and it doesn't go in off the bar. That's what happens when the shot's not good enough.
And it is now Beast Mode. Let's see if that confidence is up. I would say certainly yes. As Beast Mode also tries to find lost car. Torment to Com on the wall. Version 1 back to trying to outpace the club. And if they can do exactly what you alluded to in between games, Johnny, and just be a little bit more creative, leave the options open and ping the ball around, then the club can't just send the way they have previously. But here we go, from Lost, can't even get hit out of the way.
Yeah, he's so elusive with his movement. And that's a great pass. Another return pass to KV1. Back pass intercepted by Com. I think the initial plan there was slightly different and what ended up happening. Sometimes it is just better to let loose on the first try. The infield pass looked pretty good for a strike, if you ask me. You know, the 1-2 can work as well if the teammates are on the same page.
And we have seen version 1 in previous rounds so good at reading the infield pass.
Oh, look at this. Oh my.
Has Com got it? Oh, what a save. Version 1 backing down. More than most teams that we have seen, version 1 happy to utilize the back pass. They tried for it that time around, didn't quite get it to go the way they wanted. Drop down infield.
Wow.
And beast mode, quick enough on the draw. Get enough of that car in the way.
Yeah, really step up game here for beast mode. Making himself as big as possible in front of that one. Beast mode deciding to play the ball, and that's just a fine example of what version 1 are trying to do at the moment. Just getting the ball past the club's players. Not really worrying about getting a goal, not really worrying about making direct advancements towards creating chances, just getting the ball past players. And once 2 or 3 have failed to make aggressive interceptions, well, then you can worry about getting your chance on net, getting your goal.
Whilst it does leave V1 a little bit more exposed, should the play from the club be solid, it's also given version 1 options when it comes to transition. It's not just got to be Torment muscling his way down to the opposite side of the field. We have now seen beast mode become an option. Just shifting the ball away from the club. And actually, the club in a bit of trouble here. Double tap attempt right through the middle. Anywhere else, and Stromic might have been in big trouble.
Now Lost did just pick up that 100 boost on spawn. Can't do too much with it to start things off. Beast mode wants to backboard again. It's defended by KV1, but only as far as Com. Version 1 circling back around, and once again a brilliant play leads to a goal. This time not even using a wall to get the plan sorted, just lofting the ball past the last man, and beast mode knew exactly what to do. That's his second goal now. He's finally awoken, and that must be an absolute joy to watch for all the V1 fans and for all of North America. The struggle might be over.
Stromic wants to put the struggle right back on, as that's just turned away by beast mode. A bit wasted actually from Stromic. Torment was always going to be just loitering around on the backboard. Infield, Stromic not far off it. With a minute and 20 left, still not good enough if they want to try and take this game. There's a Stromic on the challenge. Can't get past the entirety of version 1.
And a really big pinch clear there from Com. All 3 V1 players just briefly out of boost completely. And that's all you need, is a big clear to buy yourself some time, get back in the game. Just a minute to go in game 5. It seems like the turning point has been and gone now. It's all V1 now. The club's infield passes have been close to connecting. None of them have proved effective up until now. Will it go back to more of that solo play-oriented approach that they had earlier on, which was working wonders for them?
The big question for me here, Johnny, is are we going to be looking back at that previous game as the turning point where, despite the fact that they were against it, the club were deep into overtime, had shots going against them, but still could have found a goal, could have capitalized on version 1's lack of clutch.
Look at this.
And now that we've got version 1 in their own groove, they do look like the better team, rolling their way through to match point, even getting double of them as Stromic wants to try and find one final opportunity. It's not happening. This is version 1. If you describe version 1 to anybody, this is how you expect them to play. High mechanics, high bumps, high demos, and high flying. Version 1, double match point, and the club with answers to find. Is there going to be another? Not quite. Lost, having none of it.
Yeah, V1 with double match point. I don't think they're fully comfortable yet. I think the club really have made life difficult for them, but they're all here finally now to play. We see the big step-up game from Beast Mode. Torment just carried them to a Game 2 win, which is now looking oh so clutch. It was without that, I don't know where they were going to be in the series, but yeah, they're all here to play now. Com finishing off that last game, Beast Mode finishing off this one. And the club have kind of fallen off at the same time. Lost was completely dominating in the opening 3 games, and now we're seeing less of that. KV1, of course, with the big blunder in the last game to essentially save an open net for us that was about to come to Astromic. And they're going to try and turn this around with a quick timeout here. So,
I mean, you have to.
Yeah, you've got to use it. It's there. This is what it's for. either to take away the momentum that V1 have built up for themselves with a couple of games in a row, or to just figure out what the solution is. I think that's probably what's happening here. Is we're seeing a lot of talking between KV1 and the coach.
I mean, realistically, they've got to find a way of getting that offense to click yet again. We are well over 10 minutes since we last saw the last club goal. Last game they lost 1-0. This one they lost 2-0. It is just progressively getting more and more version 1s to win.
Look at this. This is really quite something. A very, very, very focused.
You haven't got long, man. You've got to get that point across.
I mean, Lost is just sitting on the other side of the stage there. He obviously has been the star player, so they've got faith in him. But yeah, I think KV1 might be feeling a bit nervous here. That opportunity missed in game number 4 has to be haunting him.
But again, this is going, and I think this has been a storyline that we have really talked about throughout this wildcard, is how important the person in the middle is. Here's we go. Here's the one for version 1. We know how important comm is to the way that they play and the way they communicate and just the general mentality around the team. But now we've just got to see an example of what the club do. And I do appreciate that they didn't just have the coach talking and everyone else looking dead ahead of them, waiting for it. We've seen so many teams do that. There was communication. There was clearly a point that they wanted to make. And now the club have got 2 games that they need to go and grab.
Well, you know, it's the Stromic in the middle there, and he's actually the veteran of this team. They're all young players, but he played in the Fall Major with Era Eternity, and they weren't able to get any series wins, but they did make life very difficult for NRG. They took Vitality to Game 5. That was a great, I think, great tournament in terms of experience for Stromic, and he's the guy that KV1 is going to be looking to. KV1, of course, has all the potential in the world, but that one big mistake can really get in your head. Here's a chance for him. It's denied by Torment, but that's really got V1 in a lot of trouble. Beast Mode with a quick follow-up. Will keep the second shot at bay as well.
Reset from Astromic. The club want to get off to a quick start here. Makes that timeout reasonably worthwhile.
Oh.
We did speak to Daz yesterday about what the club looked like after a timeout, and it's completely different. So we know that when they take the timeout, they utilize it, they change stuff. Let's find out what they have changed. Stromic. Options around him, chooses to go by himself. Up against comm in the midfield. Second touch, gets it back to Beast Mode. Beast Mode back to the wall. There's so many bits of contact to not really move the ball anywhere. Pre-jump here from Stromic, he still can't quite get to it. Off the backboard. Comm, that drops down awkwardly. And the club, so happy to see that Torment wasn't there quick enough.
Oh, that's going to work, though. Beast Mode notices Lost stranded at the near post, and he just lobs it up and over him. Torment with a key deflection there. If he puts that near the back wall, it's easy for Lost to defend, but he gets it away from the wall into the middle of the box. That gives Beast Mode a free run up at it, and another goal lead for version 1, this time on match point.
You don't have to win the ball every single time. You just have to make it really awkward for the other team. And both of these squads have been exceptional at doing exactly that. Now off the backboard, Lost. Oh, that's awkward. Has to call into his teammate. Lost. Back down to Astromic from the backboard. But Torment was there about 3 touches ago waiting for this. That backboard was never the choice. And version 1 with players well behind the ball. Doing what they have to do. KV1 dove into it. It's now up to Lost, who gets bumped on his way back. It's going to be good position now for version 1. They send in comm. Can't quite find Lost. Looks for KV1 instead. It's just unrelenting from them whenever they get the chance to wipe out your car.
Oh,
but this is awkward. Where's Astromic? He waited, and he still dove in. It's up to Lost to just try and get himself into a good position. Credit where it is due here to the club. Their rotations back have been quick enough that the risks have been worth taking.
Yeah, they're coming in from angles that are not clear for version 1. So version 1 are definitely scrambling here, just focusing on getting saves. They're not too worried about putting long shots on target. As long as the club can be deceptive with their approach, this is viable. Now Beast Mode in a momentary 1v1. Doesn't get the best takeoff. And comm will help him out and keep the attack going. The club still looks scary going forward. I think their defensive strategy has been a bit more careful. They realized that they were just getting consistently outplayed by lunging in every single time. Now they're trying to throw in a couple of fake challenges and just mix up the timing slightly. But will that be worth anything if they just continue to have a goal drought? Now finally an opportunity. Lost against Torment, but the touch is heavy. He ran out of boost and couldn't catch up to it.
Lost does have the option, but Stromik, he jumped in. It's up to KV1. Up against Calm. Calm expected him to play it just a little earlier. Couldn't find the block. Lost in. And Lost bumped right back out. Both teams, they're not overplaying this anymore when it comes to getting rid of the pressure. A lot more booming clears. As double commit, double the power as it goes straight back to Calm. Stromik will loiter around, wait to see when it's his opportunity to just jump in for it, but with Beast Mode also providing the assist. A chance didn't come across. KV1 beats one player, goes to the setup.
Goodness.
And if the club was somehow telepathic, that would have been a goal and a half.
I mean, he almost managed to put it in himself with an impossible angle. The club trying to come to life late in the game, late in the series, but is it too little too late? Stromik with heroics keeps him one goal behind. Version 1 continued to threaten with almost every counter-attack. Lost, no reset, but it does set up for a Stromik. Double save there from version 1. Seems like the team pitch worked out pretty well there.
Bit of a calamity on the way back for the club, but they do retain possession of the ball. Well, a few double commits, but at least they're calling each other off early, and actually, it's sending version 1 for a loop. Torment pops the ball back up. KV1 with 0 boost. This is going to try and just get this over to Lost. This really is turning into a match where you are waiting to see which team can surprise the other quick enough, because the answers have always been there, the players have always been in the way. And despite how deceptive both teams have been, nothing has quite fooled the other.
Yeah, it's been the defensive difference in this game. Version 1 playing it out flawlessly. Can they keep doing so? They're being tested, but still getting key touches on every single play. 1-2 pass. Leaves it wide open, surely now, and it is a finish for the club with just 10 seconds left.
A roar from out my right ear. The club had to work for it, but with 10 seconds left, they are back into this series. They don't want to do it in the next round, Johnny. They want to get it done here. They want to go to Champions Field. One goal away from doing exactly that.
And they break their goal drought off a KV1 outplay, but now they've got to make it into overtime. V1 have got the pressure on them. Looks like we might be headed to OT. No, it bounces. Torment might actually keep this up. He does. This might work in the club's favor, in fact, but Com's got half a chance. He's got the backboard. Where's the follow-up? There it is for Beast Mode. Version 1 to it with no time left on the clock.
A slow start, but a roaring finish. Beast Mode is the difference. Version 1 are through.
What a series, what a fight. The club are looking scary.
That was magnificent.
Whoever draws them in the last round, you'd be thinking they'd be happy because the other two teams are Optic and SSG from North America. But actually, if you're here to watch this, you know the club actually, out of all three of those teams, looked like the informed team today, and it took a monumental effort from V1. What a regain from them. A shaky start, really under a ton of pressure from the club's playstyle. But they figured out a way to control it, and then they figured out a way to beat it.
One boost. One boost is all the club had by the time that ball crossed the line and sent version 1 through to the next round. That was exceptionally good fun, Johnny. And unfortunately for the club fans, but maybe fortunately for a lot of the neutrals out there, they will be playing again, so maybe even more entertainment coming over your way. I think a lot of people as well that joined us over from the A stream, this was worth it. This was absolutely worth it. This was so much fun.
Well, you know, it's called the B stream in name, but the gameplay's been the same, and the time's better. It is, yeah, definitely the brilliant stream today with a perfect ending, as that's going to be the end of the B stream broadcast for the Wildcard event, and indeed the World Championship. But we've still got one more round to go. A stream will continue, 3 more games, but let's take a look at the results first of all from round 4, which has completed. Only round 5 remaining. Pioneers taking down Pirates. An expected result. Then we've got something that not many expected. Renegades, CJ, Kami, and Fever into the main event at the, well, actually the dismay of Optic. And version 1 in a 6-game thriller over the club. Join them and make sure that at least we've got one North American team for now making it through to the World's event. That's going to be, I think, promising for NA, but there's still another chance for SSG and Optic as well. I think they've got great opportunities to get all 3 out as well.
We were taking a walk around actually whilst that Renegades match was happening, and it was a sellout in the player lounge. Just every single seat taken up. There was people standing, just making sure that they got to see that matchup through. And it is CJ that will be moving on with the rest of the Renegades. I'm a bit sad. It might not mean that we get to have him join us on the talent team, which
I know, right?
I missed him already.
He's going to be playing for a whole lot longer.
I'm annoyed how talented. Okay, it's not fair. But it has been an absolute pleasure. I hope you have all enjoyed joining us over on the B stream. But there's more action coming your way as the World Championship continues at our twitch.tv/Rocket League. Can't wait to see you there.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Oh, wow. I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
This might not be your car, and this might not be your engine. Maybe this isn't your morning routine, and maybe these aren't your coworkers. Perhaps these aren't your standard driving conditions. Far from it. But this is your oil, which means you're one of us, doesn't it? For serious engines, on and off the track, upgrade to Mobile One.
The Bronco Raptor was built to climb pretty much anything. Dunes, rocks, even ranks. The Bronco Raptor, Rocket League Edition.
see.